Oh hey, it's Anomaly with Game of the Week, and with Heaven's Word coming to a close in our ranking videos, I figured I'd compile all of the ARR videos into one large video for easier viewing. I've cut out all of the intros and outros, so all this video is a straight Sastasha all the way to the final ARR dungeon, ranking one after another, and then the grand tally at the end of the ARR season. So, grab a coffee or a hot chocolate or whatever. Uh, Put it on for background noise while you're clearing dungeons. Enjoy, enjoy the compilation of the entire ARR season. Okay, bye. To level my Viper, so this is a good excuse to do it. Alright, so here's how the scoring will be done. Each category will be rated on a 0.0 to a 1.0 scale. There will be 10 items for the whole dungeon to be rated on. Therefore, once all of the points are added up from each of the categories, it will give it a score out of 10. Alright? So, here are the points that they will be getting. First of all, each boss is worth 2 points. 1 point for interesting design, 1 point for interesting mechanics. The second category will be music. Is it engaging? Do you tap your foot to it? Is it just the same generic battle music we've had for the last 4 dungeons? Okay? Next point will be for layout and design. Is the dungeon interesting? Is it nice to look at? Is it a dank cave that is boring and bad? Next point is for trash monsters. Are they fun pulls? Are they one monster and then you push into the next room? Does the trash actually make you move or think? And then the final point will be for overall difficulty for the dungeon. And let's not kid ourselves, dungeons, including expert ones, are all casual content, so this is going to be more of an opinion. However, do keep in mind that this entire project is opinion, so don't get angry. Okay, so first is Sastasha is going to show up. There it is. Yay! So this dungeon is the first dungeon in the game. You can't really have too much of a high expectation, but you can see it's actually kind of pretty in here. Had a good party. We moved through the trash pretty quickly. We didn't stop to look at the little the paper that gave you the free answer, but like as you can kind of see, there's some pretty decent trash pulls in here. And I don't know, I'm gonna count this boss, this Coral. I'm gonna count him as the first boss because the second and first boss, they're not good. So yeah, he's just a Coral. His body is out in the world and he dies super quick. You don't even really need to dodge that circle. I think all it does is like paralyze you. Anyways, he dies pretty quick and then you just move on to the next room. Jump, jump, jump. And then you're at Captain Madison. And I guess this is technically the first boss for real, but I'm still taking the cat as the first boss. Anyways, he's just like 2 pieces of trash and he stands there. He's not even very original. He's just a Hume with a shield and a scimitar. It's kind of boring. But this room is actually kind of nice. It's got like a real big trash pack, but like, I don't know. It's a room full of dudes and dogs. Is there a dog? There's a dog there, yeah. Anyways, you kill all these guys and one of them drops a key. But yeah, it kind of feels bad at this level to do big pulls because I don't have an AoE as Viper here at all. But yeah, you kill this guy and he drops another key. Yeah. Music-wise, you can hear the music in the background. I haven't replaced the battle music, but this is the regular Captain Madison fight. He just goes over to this gate thing over here and then eventually lets dogs out. But as I was saying about music, eventually the music just kind of stops and then you don't hear anything. It's just whistling wind. But I've looped the music so you keep hearing it. Also, this is kind of funny. They were getting DDoSed while I was recording this footage, and for some reason this tank wanted to pull the whole damn room, even though I don't have AoE at this level, and the healer just immediately pokeballs in the corner over there. So yeah, everybody dies except maybe. Cause they're all trying to kill the bard now, and I'm just like, forget that noise, and I end up somehow, oh, Discord noises, yay! I hit Bloodbath. See, look, I'm a DPS, I'm a melee, I know how to survive. Anyways, for some reason I survive. Yay! When everybody comes back, the tank pulls the whole room again for some reason. I don't know why. Anyways, this is the last boss. He's Den the Orca-toothed. This guy technically has a mechanic where you're supposed to like click bubbles or stand on them or something, but he dies so quickly and he only does this cone thing like once. So like, yeah, that's the dungeon. You can see the first boss. Layout design is fine. Difficulty, it's not hard nor difficult. The music, as I said, it just cuts out at some point, so it's a low score. Trash is fine. It would be even better if I had AoE, but I don't. So 3.5 out of 10. Okay, so next one is Tamtara Deepcroft. Yeah. So right away, I just want to say I don't like this dungeon. It's not interesting at all. Like the trash can be alright. The trash is you know, if you got a class that can AoE and you got a tank that pulls more than one pack at a time, which doesn't always happen when you're playing these low level dungeons, which is fine. You know, you got a sprout in your name, you take your damn time, but there are no bosses except for the last one in this dungeon. They got the purple gate at the front here, which means this is a boss, right? But it's not. It's not a boss. It's not a boss at all, okay? It's just a demon, and I'm pretty sure this is the exact demon skeleton wireframe that they use for Final Fantasy XI, just scaled up to 14. And then you click the cultist door and it goes in the middle and it opens the door. There's also these like side hallways. Like in terms of like layout, I'm guessing this was our tank's first time in here, but like he's going the wrong way. He's going the wrong way. So I'm just like, we need to go that way. We come up to this next part now, and it's like, it's the same thing as the first area, only instead of two demons, we got 3 now. Yep. I don't know. You push another orb and it opens, but like this bridge is actually really fun if you have a group that can AoE and you have a tank. But yeah, this is like the only interesting area of the whole dungeon, is this little bridge over the chasm. Otherwise, you're in an area with like friggin' stone and grass. Anyways, you come here and there's like a boss gate here, and I don't know why. But yeah, you push through that shit and you grab the rosary over here. And once you have this rosary thing, you take it over to the other side, back to where you were. You open the gate and you kill the trash behind the gate and you fight another demon. But this one isn't a boss, I guess? Like, I don't know. I don't remember if you get EXP for killing this thing. I don't think you do. Oh, you do. You do. Okay, so I guess there's 4 bosses in this dungeon? That doesn't make sense. I'm not counting that one. That one's not real. So anyways, this bridge comes up and you see a soul flare. I don't remember what his name is. He tethers to like enemies on the side and you can't do damage to him while these enemies are alive. So what's his name? Galvanth the Dominator. He's also got this Mind Blast move, which you can absolutely stun as a tank. Eventually he tethers 2, you kill him again, he summons more trash, and after he tethers the 2, he's pretty much dead, so you just kind of LB and it's done. But like, this dungeon is not good. It's not good. As you can see, I gave it 0s for mechanics for the first 2 bosses, because they don't do any, they're not bosses. I'm angry. Anyways, music is kind of, it makes you go to sleep. Trash is fine, like I said. If you got a tank and an AoE person, and you know the final boss has got a little bit. The layout's kind of boring. Difficulty's not boring. 2.7 out of 10. All right, this dungeon is bad. All right. It is Copper Bell Mines time. Now, when it comes to early dungeons, I definitely prefer to get this dungeon instead of some of the other ones. Generally pretty easy and quick to get through this place. Anyways, I got a pretty good group. We fought our way through the first room. So you can see we're in kind of like we're in a mine, right? It's all dirt and torches. You gotta take these little keys. You gotta open blasting doors with the key, apparently. This place also has elevators, which is interesting considering SE has removed a lot of other elevators in the game. This hallway is kind of interesting because it's one of the only hallways in the game where the enemies leash back to their spawn. So as you can see, you can just run past all this stuff and it'll turn around and go back to where it was and you won't have to fight it at all. From this hecatonker, I don't know what they're called. This guy forward, you have to fight everything, but those like Spriggans and Cobalt guys back there, you don't gotta fight them. This is the main thing of the dungeon. You keep finding blasting powder, you keep setting up blasting devices, you blow up walls, and then you fight a boss after. Anyways, this is the first boss. This is so much better than it used to be. Before, you just used to hide on the thing, hide off to the side, and it would just feed you enemies over time. Now this is like an actual proper boss fight. I mean, all you really do is just kind of circle around and smack them a little bit. I could probably just throw my weapon here for uptime, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, he makes you circle, and then he slams where you're supposed to be, and he'll randomly pick a DPS and throw a catapult shot at him. And you take the key, you go into the next door. Go down another elevator. And there's this area with 2 hallways on either side. The blasting caps are on each side. You just take the fire sand, load it up, and you come in here. Alright, now you come to this boss, which used to be awful. As a DPS, you would just literally, you know, go for a coffee break. I mean, for now, you can still basically go for a coffee break on this boss, considering this is all he does. He just drops little circles. And I probably should have followed the tank there, but, you know, whatever. I'll do it this time. He's dead. So yeah, we load up more fire stand, powder chamber, blasting device. I'm impatient, so just keep clicking this thing. Boom. Now this area is actually kind of pretty, and this is going to win it a little bit of points in the design area. It's all this like, I don't know what kind of metal this is, it's just very pretty. And this is actually one of the nicer trash pulls for this dungeon as well. The trash in this dungeon is actually not very good. There's a lot of rooms where you only fight one enemy or two enemies. Or it's mostly like 2 or 3, but still not good because they leash a lot. Anyways, this is the final boss. He does in and out, and that's basically it. Oh, he also does this too, where he like pancakes a whole bunch of areas. But basically all he's gonna do is he's gonna throw up the big circle again. I must have cut him doing the spin. Oh well. But yeah, easy kill. GG. Alright, so, first boss stuff there. Music, gave him a 5. Music's is pretty good. Trash, it's not great, it's not terrible. Layout and design, I mean, it's just a mine, right? You can't really... I would give it lower, but that one room with the purple crystals and stuff is kind of nice. Anyways, the difficulty is a 5. It's a very average dungeon. It's not hard. Alright. Halatali next. So, this is our first optional dungeon in the game. You don't even have to do this one if you don't want to. Which is okay by me. Because it's not great. So first of all, this dungeon's kind of weird because this, I think this healer needs to take a dump or something because they are on high nitro to get to the end of this place as soon as possible. But yeah, it's like a forgotten arena kind of thing. Anyway, the tank pulls like every piece of trash all the way up to the first boss, so we're in here with the first boss with all the trash. Anyways, this fire sprite is the boss, right? And basically all it does is cast fire at the tank the whole time. And what's supposed to happen is it's supposed to live long enough that these little fireball things come in from the outside and move towards that campfire on the left. You can see one right there. But you kill it so fast that you don't see any of it, so the boss is garbage. Anyways, this is one of the things that happens when you rush through a dungeon. Nobody pulled that winch on the left or on the right hand side. So we're gonna go through this whole dungeon and we're gonna miss that one. We're gonna have to go back for it. This is another thing. Don't do this. Don't jump down just to grab this winch. You're gonna have to go back anyways for another one. Just fight the trash and move on, right? Like, it's not a big deal. See, our healer has to run back now because we forgot one of the winches. Ugh. Impatient people bug me. Anyways, the trash in here is, it's alright. It's not great. I think there's only 1 or 2 areas where you only fight where you only fight like 2 or 3 monsters. Anyways, this boss is also kind of bad. The tank is trying to tell me to like stun the boss, and I'm not gonna do that because 1, stun's not even on my bar, and 2, it's just do the mechanic. Who cares, right? Also, if you go into a public dungeon, don't expect people to, you know, actively do things that they can ignore. Anyways, we push through that hallway. It's another thing of trash. We get to the last boss. As I said before, the only reason why we stopped at one point is because the tank wanted to pet the Lalafell for some reason. It was kind of creepy. But yeah, this boss, all he does is he summons fire under his feet and goes immune to damage until you kill a big fireball outside the arena. But yeah, that's basically it. You get him low, you smash him, GG, game over. So yeah, first boss, awful. Second boss, fine. Final boss, fine. The music is okay. The trash is actually pretty decent in here. There's, like I said, there's one part where you fight like 2 or 3 cockatrices, and that's it. The layout's kind of boring. It's just an arena. It's got like little weapons sticking out. It's very monochromatic, and the difficulty, the place is kind of easy, like for no reason. So it loses a little bit of pointage for difficulty. Overall, 3.2 out of 10. I hope people aren't getting mad that I'm scoring the ARR dungeons so low, but they're just not good. Totorak. This dungeon used to be awful, but you know what? They did a great job of revamping this place. They opened it up, as you can see. No more tiny corridors, no more looking for stupid batteries. You just go. It's the closest to a modern dungeon that ARR has now. Like, the trash is good. I think there's one point in the dungeon near the end where you fight 3 pieces of trash and that's it. Everything else is like, 5 to 7 trash. You can pull multiple packs and have a whole lot of fun. Also, as a side note, I finally have an AoE, so that helps a whole lot. Now, the music is also pretty primo in here. Like, if you listen to those strings, they're so good. What's not good, though, are these bosses. So you fight this boss, which is a cat, Corolla Ninetails, Cat of Ninetails. All it does is an AoE poison, and you basically kill it within seconds. But then you move into another hallway where you're fighting at least 4 pieces of trash per pull, which is great. You can see there's these like glowy plants and these areas that used to have like spider webs open up, and then you get the next boss, which is the same boss as the first one. He just poisons you, but with the added effect that he summons 2 adds. But as you can see, me and this Reaper are absolutely killing it for DPS, and we just completely ignore the adds and kill the Corolla Ninetails before they're even a problem. So now you come down into this area down here, where you got more like spider eggs and like diorite stuff, and it's cool, and it's good stuff. There's another thing that I kind of like I might not have mentioned when I saw it earlier, but oh, here it is. Yeah. There's these like rivers and stuff in the floor where they're not actually anything, right? They're just little rivets in the floor of water. And I think at one point you saw all 4 of us jump over the river, even though we didn't need to. And it's just cute things like that that make a dungeon better. Anyways, this is Graphius. He's the last boss. He puts poison on the ground, he summons adds, and he's got that big tail over his head that you're supposed to kill. And then when you kill it, it gives his body vulnerability. We ignore the adds because we're dumb, and the tank pays the price. I think we were also lagging quite a bit. Yeah, you can see the Reapers disconnecting. Anyways, bosses, 0.2, a little bit of extra stuff in the final boss. The layout's much better. The difficulty if you let the last boss kind of do his own thing and don't control stuff, you know, you're gonna have problems. But yeah, music's great, trash is fine. 3.9 out of 10. We're getting a little bit close to what I would consider a mid experience. So yeah. Alright, we're back with Hawk Manor, and I used to call this place Hockey Manor, because I'm Canadian, and then American friends made fun of me, so now I call it Hawk Manor. It's got this pretty stained glass window thing at the beginning, and the music is overbearing the sound of the rest of the dungeon, so that's a thing. So yeah, you have to kind of go in this side corridor first, because there's a tiny key, and it's another one of those early ARR dungeons where you're picking stuff up and putting them in other stuff. And carpet stains, I don't know why we're being attacked by dirt. But yeah, these things, the manor maidservants, you'll see them in another second here. I always thought you needed this tiny key here too, but apparently you don't. But yeah, you see they put up these big circle things, but you just make your tank stun them and ignore it. Or if you're a melee who isn't me, you can also stun it. But yeah, you kill this trash, you go and you fight the boss, who's the Manor Claviger. I don't know what that word means, but she's a succubus, and all she does is target somebody with a fire 2, and then she does this other AoE, Dark Mist. But yeah, if you get hit by these like Dark Mist things, by any of the succubus, they terrorize you for a few seconds. And then you take this key and you go back the way you came, even though the door in front of you opened. It's stupid. So yeah, you go down here, and once you go down, I used to go to the edge to drop down, but I guess people just jump right in now because there's no bees or anything on the stairs anymore. I guess there's a tiny key in that room, and the trash in this hallway isn't actually too bad, right? There's like 6 or 7 monsters. It's pretty good. You can get your AoE on, and then you continue down the hall, and you gotta open this door because there's a yellow key in here, because apparently the people in Hawk Manor are like me and don't know what each key does, so you gotta color code them. Anyways, the healer goes and gets the key, and we kill some skelly boys that are hanging out in there with the key. You open the door and you got these 2 trash bosses, which it looks interesting because there's 2 bosses in this room, but no, they're just regular enemies that, like, this thing can cast ice spikes and then you'll hurt yourself if you melee it, but it just dies super fast. And thank fuck they added this stupid ethereal flow thing in here, because I used to always have to use my teleport home, my return, and then they added that in so you don't have to cast return to get back here. And then you have this eyeball, and he's the guy who taunted you at the beginning of the dungeon. And you just get him to 50% and he opens the door like a good boy. And once you get in here, you fight another succubus lady. They keep doing this thing where the first boss and the last boss are the same boss model. It's so annoying. But yeah, she used to have this thing where there were like lamps in the corners, and then you had to click the lamps, but nobody new to the game knew to click the lamps, so they changed the boss entirely. Now she does like 2 things. She teaches you how to look away from eye-directed AoEs, and then she does Dark Mist again. You just run away from it. I think you can still stun it if you're a tank. I'm not sure. ILB, at one point she summons like another mini succubus, and then yeah. Anyways, the first boss is fine. The second boss is just garbage. It's trash. Final boss is very even. Music in here is kind of boring, but you know, it's fine. Trash pulls are fine. Layout is fine. You're in a big manor. Difficulty 0.5. It's not a hard dungeon. It's nothing notable at all. It's a 4.6 out of 10. That's almost a 5. Hockey Manners is almost a mid experience. We're gonna get there eventually. I believe it. Okay, next in line is Brayflock's Long Stop. I think that's what it's called, right? Brayflock's Long Stop. It's gonna come up in a second, right? Oh, look, a dragon. I think there's a dragon in this dungeon. You've probably been here before. Anyways, it's very pretty. You see you're in a jungle kind of thing, and you know there's flowers and a nice big trash pull at the entrance here with these annoying little monkey things that always stand too far away from the tank and throw rocks. Anyways, you gotta go to the left here so you can get a key from a goblin, and that's kind of annoying because it's out of the way. They should just let you like click the door open anyways. Anyways, this first trash pull is actually pretty juicy. If you got a tank that's not using cooldown, if you got a healer who's not keeping up, then this will absolutely kill you if you don't have enough people on the ball. Anyways, you go through this gate, and this is the first boss already. I'm looking for the key because I didn't see anybody pick it up, but I guess it's in the next one. But anyways, it's this pelican thing, and we're getting DDoSed again, so you can see the healers already disconnecting. For some reason, the DDoS is hitting the healers real bad. But yeah, all this thing does is it poisons the tank with its attacks, and then it summons 3 ads, but you kill it before the stupid ads come up, as you see. So it's done. Anyways, the music in here is kind of nice. It's kind of like, it reminds me of like Final Fantasy XI zone music. Anyways, we skipped the trash entirely from the other area. This is another tank that's like, I want to get out of here as soon as possible. So we just pull the trash all the way into the second boss. The second boss, all this guy does is, I think he does like a few fire AoE cones at the tank, and then he summons another lizard that chases a goblin. And you have to kill, yeah, there's the other lizard. He's chasing our buddy Brayflox. Anyways, you kill the big one, and then you kill the little one. It's just a trash fight. Like he hasn't even done any fires. He's just autoing the whole time. Just what is this? This is not a boss. Anyways, we kill the trash, we go into this next area. This next area used to be awesome, alright? You could take several different routes. You could go through the water on the right, you could go through the water on the left, you could take the dangerous path through the middle and get aggro from both sides and probably die. But they took it out on the right. You can't run through the water anymore. It sucks, but listen, the trash pulls in here, they're pretty decent. All of them are like 6 to 7 mobs or more. Anyways, this is the next boss, and he's like a salamander guy. And this thing, Peculiar Light, you don't have to get out of that, okay? It doesn't damage you. It just gives you magic vuln up, or you take more damage from magic. Anyways, he's supposed to put stuff in a bubble, and then if the person doesn't get out of the bubble, they die. Anyways, you don't even get to kill the boss because the dragon comes down and eats him. But anyways, we're in the next trash pack. This open area in the front. Also, there's this weird kind of coral, I think, on the left-hand side that pats. They might have removed it, but this guy just takes the trash pack right into the boss again, because apparently that's what we do in ARR dungeons now, is we take the trash into the bosses. Alright, so this guy used to be awesome. He used to like force tanks to think. You don't have to think in this fight anymore. You just don't stand in the areas that glow orange. Alright, as long as you don't do that, you won't die. But before, he used to drop these like puddles of like poison on the ground, and it would hurt you and heal him if he was in it or you were in it. So you used to have to like kite him around the room so that he wouldn't get healed. But now it's just a trash fight. You just don't stand in the orange and you don't die, okay? That's all it is. and I don't like it, even though the boss is really cool. Alright, so my score reflects that. The pelican boss is stupid. The lizard boss is stupid. Alright, the dragon at the end is really cool, but the mechanics are not good anymore. The music is kind of bumping, but like it's too quiet and repetitive, and it doesn't feel goblin-y enough to me. The trash gets more points because it's good trash in here. It's good, alright? The layout design is just kind of a normal dungeon. You're in a jungle, it's just normal. Difficulty is very average dungeon again. And it was 3.6 out of 10. We fell off after Hawk Manor, but hopefully we'll be back on the uptick, but we'll see. Alright, this next one is Karn. Q-A-R-N, Sunken Temple of it. Sunken Temple of Karn. It is a ruin, okay? I don't know the lore behind this place or why we're here. I just know that we're here, and I've been to this place a whole lot. I used to hate this place. I didn't know you could do this. Apparently you could run around this first trash pack and not fight it. I didn't know that was a thing until this very first. Right, so anyways, the next trash pack is not bad. It's pretty decent, but like there's supposed to be like temple bees in these fights that, like, if they get final sting off from Final Fantasy XI, it does a whole lot of damage, and if you're not careful, it will absolutely kill your tank. And I don't mean just does heavy damage, because I came in here on like a 90 paladin at one point and got final stung by bees, and it one-shot me. It does percent health. Anyways, there's a head back there. You kill it, it gives you a chest. Anyways, this is what you call a Territor, and these were also in Final Fantasy XI. They were in one of the Chains of Promathia areas, but this boss is a lot easier than people typically like treat it. If you have a stun, okay, well, I'm getting a bit of ahead of myself, but yeah, he summons these bees. They also use Final Sting if they don't die fast enough. Anyways, he's got this raid wide called Mortal Ray. You saw it, right? And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go to the glowy platform so that you don't die. But the thing is, if you're a tank, the moment he starts casting Mortal Ray, you can stun it, and then he won't do it at all. And then you just ignore it for the rest of the fight because of how fast he dies now. Especially if you're a paladin, you just shield bash it. And I know people are going to tear my head off for even having shield bash on my bar, but I don't care. It's useful sometimes. Anyways, these head things, the only way they'll die is if they die on top of the square thing that they spawned on. And these two head things are supposed to open the doors on either side, because there's like this big puzzle thing in this dungeon, right? Most people ignore it. Anyways, this is the next boss. He's the Temple Guardian. He's a big stone boy, and he's got a stone soul stone, right? And if you hit his main HP bar, you're not going to do damage, because his soul stone gives it like 90% damage reduction. I don't know if that's the actual number, but it feels like it. So you break the soul stone, and then you attack the golem. Eventually he'll resummon his soul stone, and when that happens, he just goes crazy. Don't yell at your tank if he's attacking random people, because you can't keep aggro anymore. He just hits whoever he wants. Anyways, you go through here, you got more trash. I'm getting tired, man. It's trash. You pull the trash all the way up to this platform. You make sure to kill the head on top of the square. It's got barely any HP. It will die to like 2 or 3 AoE attacks. So make sure it's on the platform before you kill it. Otherwise, it just gets back up and it's a waste of time. Alright, so here we are. We're moving on to the area with the puzzle. Alright, so if you fail the puzzle, it spawns this stuff. And if you get the puzzle correct, then it opens up the wall on the left side, and it gives you 3 or 4 chests with absolute garbage inside them. There's no minion, there's no mount, there's nothing. It's not even good glam. It's like a dagger. You guys should put a mount or a minion in there, and then people will actually do your stupid puzzles. Anyways, this is the last boss, okay? This is the Adjudicator. He's a big stone boy, and he summons little head stone boys. You know what we're gonna do in this fight? We're gonna ignore absolutely everything and just kill him because it's a goddamn ARR boss. So mechanics are not a thing. We're just gonna step away from the lasers instead of killing the spawners. We're just gonna kill him. Because the moment he's dead, we don't have to deal with the lasers anymore. So you just make him dead and it's done. Anyways, first boss, the Territor, he's cool guy. I like his mechanic. He's got a doom. It can kill unsuspecting players. It's good stuff. Second boss is very bland. He's not terrible, he's just bland, alright? The final boss, also just bland. He's got mechanics, you just don't do them. The music is very generic, like you can hear it, boop, 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 boop. It's boring, okay? Trash is great in here though. It's another one of those dungeons where you can just kind of pull wall to wall. The layout has the problem, it's also fucking monochromatic. It's just stone walls everywhere. It's a very average dungeon. 0.44 out of 10. The only reason why this dungeon is good at all is because of the Territory, and that's just because it was an interesting fight way back when. Today, it's just very generic. But anyways, next dungeon. Alright. We are in Cutter's Cry. Alright, is the Anthill dungeon. Alright, it's got Oasis. It's kind of cool. Alright, I like this dungeon. It's just I don't like this dungeon because it's another generic stupid cave. But this was by far the longest one that it took to queue for. For some reason I was in queue for like 35 minutes before this dungeon would pop. It's because it's an optional dungeon and no one gives a shit about it. But it's the dungeon itself is not the good part of the dungeon. Alright, we'll get to the good part later. But the music is all right in here. Like it's actually, it's kind of the same generic now that I think about it. Anyways, you kill the stuff, you go into the sand, and then you come out the other side, and you do more trash. You do the same room twice. It's bleh, it's. I don't know what to say. Like the design is not good. You're in a cave. You got stones. Can we stop hanging out in caves for 5 minutes in ARR? Anyways, the second pack of trash, you have to wait for it to spawn and come in, and it's annoying. This trash pack's not bad because you can just kind of pull all the way to the first boss, which is this big mother ant. And she doesn't do anything, like, at all. Like, maybe she does something, but she's another one of those ARR bosses that are just not scaled well, and you just kill her before anything happens. And I think what's supposed to happen is she's supposed to summon an ad that comes out and then like shields her, and then you have to kill the ad. I don't know. Yeah, see, there's another ad over there, but the princess is dead, so yeah. See, they tethered, but just gonna kill it, and who cares, right? It's a bad boss. It's a cool design. I'll give it that. It's a big ant. That's interesting, kinda, but there's no mechanics. You just stand there and hit the thing. Alright, now this is the part that I absolutely hate. I hate when tanks do this crap, okay? There's this trick that you can do in this dungeon where you pull all the monsters to the shifting sands, and the tank just runs through and clicks through everything, and all the monsters just de-aggro. But this never works, okay? It always gets somebody killed. Somebody always dies when they do this. So just kill the friggin' ads. It takes 10 seconds. Nobody dies. Nobody's confused. Just kill them. Who cares? Alright? Alright. That's my ramble. Anyways, if you do the trick, the tank will pull the boss in the next room, and it'll flash up, do you want to go to the next room, or do you want to get pulled to the arena, and you just click yes. But just kill the trash, okay? Just kill it. Who cares? Anyways, this next boss is a sandworm. It's got some annoying mechanics. It's kind of a cool boss, but like all it does is go underground and then like these puffs of sand come up and go towards a player, and as long as you don't stand under those puffs, you shouldn't get hit. Apparently I was close enough that it was able to hit me, but I was nowhere near in front of it. You saw the footage. He also does this thing where he does a circle in the middle that pulls everyone in a little bit to try and hit him with that stuff more. Anyways, you go down and now you're in a cave again with the friggin' caves, man. Alright, this is a decent trash pull, I'll give it that. You pull all the way, and you can pull it all the way to the boss room if you want to, really. I wouldn't recommend it because the boss at the end of this dungeon is the reason why this dungeon doesn't suck, okay? Back in the day, this thing would end runs sometimes. People would quit because of this thing. Because it has like 1 or 2 mechanics that you just can't not stand in orange to get rid of, alright? So when its eyes glow blue, I think, it means it's gonna do ice around it and it will deep freeze you and kill you. And when its eyes glow purple, you have to go in because it's gonna do a big donut. Anyways, I screwed up there, so you saw I got hit by the ice. It's very easy to mess up on this fight because at this point you're used to not doing anything. There's also this lightning orb. It will follow you and then eventually just stop. So you just kind of pull it out for a second, wait for it to catch up, and then, you know, circumvent it and go back in for the kill. Anyways, there, yeah, you see the big purple donut. So when it's yellow, or when it's the dragon's voice, you go in, and when it's the other one, I don't know, whatever. First boss is bad, second boss is bad, third boss is great. I love Chimera monsters, alright? I will defend those monsters till the end. Music is generic crap. Trash is... If you can run past trash in a dungeon, it's not good, okay? The layout design, I mean... I think I've said it 100 times. It's just a cave. It's a generic monochromatic cave. It's boring. Difficulty-wise, the last boss can get you. All right, so it gets a couple of points. Like it doesn't lose as many points for being easy because the last boss will get you if you're not paying attention. Anyways, total 4.0. 4.0. Okay. We're in our final dungeon for this episode, and it is Stone Vigil. Ooh, big spooky dragon. Alright. So, Stone Vigil is the first dungeon where you kinda gotta watch yourself, alright? You need to have either a tank that's using cooldowns or a healer that is watching their HP, or you gotta go slow, and this tank decides to go slow. Like we only get like 1 trash pack at a time, even though we're kind of like egging them on with our movement to try and make them keep going. As you can see, there's this green dragon that keeps dropping into the hall and breathing fire at you. You can dodge it if you're like super forward or super back, but it doesn't do that much damage. It's just kind of an annoyance. But yeah, this is the part I'm talking about where you kind of gotta be on the ball, right? Because the trash in here actually, like, they don't hurt for a lot, but because you can pull so much of it and they all hurt for like a little bit more than nothing, you can get overwhelmed. Anyways, you see the healer pull another trash pack because they're tired of waiting for the tank to pull more than 1 mob at a time. This is something I can tell to tanks, the new tanks especially. Just pull 2 trash packs, okay? If you don't know what the dungeon is and you don't have any experience in that dungeon, just pull 2 trash packs, okay? If you see people like continue down the hallway after you've pulled 2, you can either stand your ground or just keep pulling, but just at least pull 2 always. Anyways, this is the first boss. His name is Chudo or Chudyud or something like that. All he does is he runs across the arena back and forth, and then he turns around and he doesn't telegraph a cone, okay? It's still a cone and it comes out of his face and it does damage. He just doesn't telegraph it. And that's basically it. Oh, he also uses Lion's Breath, which you can dodge as a tank or just tank it. It doesn't matter. Anyways, you come up here, you do more trash. Like the trash pulls in this area can actually be pretty thick. You gotta have a tank that will at least use Rampart, right? Like they gotta use something to try and slow the damage. And these are the real killers. These things, the ice sprites, not that set specifically, but later on there's a pack where you get like 6 of them, and they're all casting ice at the tank, and it'll chunk them if you're not paying attention. It's not dangerous to the average player, mind you, but to a new player, absolutely. This is the second boss. His name is Cochet or something like that. All he does is he tank busters the tank. He summons these tornadoes that crawl across the screen like exoflares. If you don't know what exoflares are, believe me, if you play this game long enough, you will. It's a really easy mechanic. Just don't get hit by the wind. Walk behind the wind after it goes past. Alright? This boss used to have cannons in it, and you used to have to shoot a dragon throughout the dungeon so it wouldn't shoot ice at you. You don't do that anymore. It's completely revamped this boss. And I think it's for the plus, because I think most people don't want to pull off their target to go click something else in the middle of a fight. That shit's annoying. Anyways, you kill that thing, treasure chest spawns, you do more trash. This is the hallway I'm talking about earlier with the double ice sprite pack. This tank he's a sprout tank, so I don't know, but you could be a little bit dangerous in a dungeon. All right, this is the only dangerous pack, is if you pull both ice sprites into this room. So this is the last boss. This is Gameoftheweak. He used to be, at least the name used to be, a pretty prominent endgame dragon in Final Fantasy XI. All he does is he'll fly away, and then he'll choose a lane, and he'll cleave it with ice, as you just saw. He's a cool guy. He just doesn't do very much. Something else he'll do is he'll float up in the air, and he'll drop circles on people, and then you gotta move, and then move again. Before, there used to be ice patches that would stay on the floor and continue to do ice damage while this stuff was going by, but they took that out. Something I like doing is I like standing on top of the healer or the other DPS when he picks you for the puddles, because then it freaks them out and they start trying to run away. But yeah, his combine goes down super fast. Anyways, it's a pretty decent dungeon, alright? Its first boss is fine, the second boss is fine. Iskablind is cool looking, he's a big blue dragon. Layout, I mean, you're just in a frozen, it's white and gray. That's the dungeon, white and gray, okay? It's not a good design. Difficulty, I mean, there are aspects of this dungeon that are harder than other dungeons, and there are aspects of this dungeon that are just completely flatline easy. So like, it's just a basic 5, alright? It's fine. Music is just your generic urgency sound. Like trash, if you have a tank that will pull multiple packs and you have AoE, the trash in this dungeon is fine. Anyways, it's a 4.6 out of 10. It ties with Hockey Manor. Okay. We have Dismile. Dismile? Is the D silent? I have no idea. Dismile Darkhold. Now, this is the dungeon that I think most people, when they get it, they're like, ugh. And I agree with them. I hate this dungeon. They did some good work with it, revamping it. They cut off all the little like caves and stuff in the middle, but we're not there yet. The reason why I think most people hate this dungeon is because it is very, very not new player friendly. Like, they did some stuff to fix it, but again, this is just another cave. Like, why? What is ARR's fixation with caves, man? Anyways, you see these blue circle things, right? And they are new to the dungeon seed, and they never do this again, thank fuck. But you can see I'm trying to like goad the tank and the healer to come into the purple, because the purple light makes it so the big eye doesn't kill your ass. But the problem is, the only way a new player would know that is if they ran into the purple, stopped, and checked their buff panel, and like nobody does that. That's not a thing that new players do. Anyways, you deal with this purple crap like 3 times. The first time, the second time, and then there's this third time where there's a whole bunch of monsters. I remember doing this dungeon once on Dark Knight and having to solo that room, because the monsters do no damage. They do no damage at all. I was surviving off of whatever that third attack hit is that absorbs HP. Anyways, this is the first boss. It's the eye. The eye that's been throwing stuff at you the whole dungeon. This boss sucks. It's bad. It's just a regular airman eye that you can see out in the world. And all it does is summon some ads, and you have to fight it on the purple or it's immune. It's a bad fight. It sucks. Come on, go through the teleporter. There you go, good job. Now this is the area I was talking about before that used to have like multiple layers of things. They cut all that crap off, so you can't fall off the edge anymore and then cause a wipe. This hallway used to be a death hallway. You would have to single pull, even like veterans would single pull this hallway sometimes. Anyways, you push through there. Oh, this used to be also where you could get some like really good glam that would sell on the market board, but the chests aren't there anymore, so I don't know where they are. Anyways, this is the second boss. He's just another guy that is out in the world. This is he attacks behind him, and then he summons his homies out to like throw rocks and shit at you, and it's not a good fight. It's very easy to dodge. His name is Tallard, I think. I don't know. Anyways, we go into the next area where, surprise, surprise, we're still in a friggin' cave. This room is actually still kind of dangerous, even now for new players, because you gotta those blue circle things I didn't explain before, but you gotta sit inside of them and wait for the timer to tick down. And there's so many mobs just like roaming this area that like new players don't know how to handle it, and a lot of the time you get a wipe in this room, and it's not fun. Also, these crystals explode over time, and they put the portals inside the crystals to force you to get hit by the crystals. It's stupid. Anyways, this is the last boss. His name is Betrayal or Betrayal. I don't know. He's an interesting. He's like a gargoyle thing. He tethers these crystals, and then you have to kill the crystals before you can kill him again, and that's all he does. He tethers crystals 3 times, and then he puts down purple poops. And as long as you don't step in the purple poops, they don't explode. And that's basically it. The LB, I already did, and then it's GG. And that's dismail for you. Anyways, the bosses are bad in this dungeon, so it's gonna get a real bad score. The music's super generic. The trash is like, it's placed in ways that make new players confused, and it's not good. Like the layout, it's just another friggin' cave, and the place isn't even that difficult. It's just like, it's tedious. This is a bad dungeon. I don't like this dungeon. Okay. Orem Vale. Alright, this is the dungeon that most people have horror stories about, and I'm here to tell you This dungeon is fine, okay? This dungeon is not bad. Okay? This is Ormvale. It's the one with the reputation, but the only problem with this dungeon is this front room. Okay? This is the killer. The front room is the killer. There's just so much crap in here that just pats around on its own that it's very confusing for a new player to know what to pull in order to not die in this front room. Now, on the flip side, you can just have a badass tank like this one who uses his home gang on the first pull, and we just pull whatever and kill whatever, okay? But a new tank is not going to know to do this sort of thing, and these frogs, they will knock you away, they'll pull you in with their tongue, and every time they do that, you'll end up grabbing more enemies, and then the more enemies you have, you just die. But we're fine, because it's not hard. You just gotta be careful. This is the first boss. It's a big curl of 9 tails named the Locksmith. Now, a lot of people debate about this boss because you're supposed to eat these Morbol fruits, right? And some people are like, you eat on 3, and some people are like, you eat on 2. And it's my opinion that on this first boss, you should 100% eat on 2. Alright? Because that stuff is ticking away on you, and it's just easier to just eat on 2 and make it so that the healer is not stressed, and you just move on. Anyways, you saw in that one room, we fight Marlboro cigarettes in here, and we kill them, and they have little egg things, and if you kill the eggs fast, then they don't make more little guys. Anyways, we also fight Dyramites, and I mean, we're in another friggin' cave, which is, you know, par for the course for ARR at this point. This is the second boss coin counter, and this was the boss that would kill a lot of new players, like, all the time. They fixed this guy, quote-unquote fixed, but I don't think he was broken to begin with. I think they never should have added these yellow prompts. They should never have added this. See, that's the big one that I tried to run out of. The tank stunned it because he's a badass. But that used to like kill people. It would spin and one-shot the DPS like almost every time. But yeah, I really think they should have just left these bosses alone as a learning example for future bosses that don't have telegraphs on everything they do. Anyways, there's more trash. The trash in this dungeon is pretty decent. There's a lot of a lot of times where you're pulling like 7 to 10 monsters, or even more if you want to, but like, you don't really need to. You fight more Marlboros. If you've ever done an ARR relic, you're probably like very intimately aligned with this dungeon because you have to run it so many times. Anyways, this is the last boss. He's the miser's mistress, or she is. Yeah, these little pools will do damage over time to you if you stand in them. He's got the same thing as the first boss, where he puts like burrs into you, and the Morbol fruit will remove it. At one point he runs away and puts down a whole bunch of Marlboro fruits, which are trying to summon adds, but if you just AoE a few times, you'll never be bothered by it. It's my opinion that you should eat on 3 in this boss. When you get to 3 stacks of the barbs, you eat. Or you can just be big badass DPS like me and this ninja and make sure the boss is dead before you even have to worry about it. Anyways, the first boss is bleh. You know, it's just a coral, or not a coral, Rafflesia. I don't remember what they're called. Anyways, they've got decent mechanics, but like Second boss, the big Cyclops. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I wish they had left his mechanics alone and not telegraphed them. The music is kind of boring and sleepy. You can hear it. Trash is a 6. It's fine. It's not great. It's okay. Layout. It's just a cave again. A cave with glowing yellow pea pools, and that's it. Difficulty, it goes up a little bit because, you know, this is the dungeon with the reputation. 4.1 out of 10. Okay, Wanderer's Palace. Wanderer's Palace. You're probably saying, well, wait a second here. Isn't Castrum and the other one before this? No, on the list, on the dungeon queue list, this comes before Castrum and all them. I don't know why, but here we are, the Wanderer's Palace. As you can hear, the music is very calming and like relaxed. It's very nice, and I find it like very what's the word? That's just soothing for a dungeon. It's nice, and like, you know, it's not like a shitty place to be in either. Like, it gives you that kind of like monochromatic, like kind of like beigey yellow feel because all the stone is old. But there's this water area and it's pretty nice. And this first boss, however, is in the same situation as other boss. It's just a Gubu. It's just a Gubu, and he does nothing, and you just continue to the next area. This is one of the things that they're still making you do, even at level 50. They got stuff you gotta click to get into the next room. But as you can see, we got Tonberries, and Tonberries, they drop lantern oil, and you're supposed to use that oil to lubricate the rusted devices throughout this place. Now, you'd think that the thing called gear grease would give you the oil to open the doors, but it's not the case. It's the Tonberries. So you open these rusted Nemean devices, and once you have all of them open, it opens the door to the next boss. Now I'm trying to remember here. I'm like, do I need to click this? And I'm like, well, nah. The healer must have clicked it as he went by. And I'm like, wait a second here. Once it's clicked, doesn't it like disappear? So I turn around again because I'm just like, this normally isn't my thing that I need to deal with. Usually the healer clicks this sort of thing. Anyways, there's these big jerk-off friggin' Tonberry boys that you can't hit them, you can't kill them. All they do is walk around with a very small aggro radius, and they'll chase you for a few feet, but then like they'll give up and walk away. But they stab you, and it does a lot of damage, so they're annoying. Anyways, there was another lantern oil in that corner. We got it. It opened. I think this one's called Bovaroy? Giant Bovaroy. I don't know what a Bovaroy is, but again, it's just a flan monster, and it's kind of cool that there's different colors, but it literally does nothing. It does not a thing. It casts fire a few times on the tank, and then it just dies. It is one of the worst bosses. Now, you see I opened that chest, and I normally don't open chests, but that one always has a Nemean orb in it, which is used for making like Nemean lanterns, which are actually really pretty if you want to put them in your house. So I always click it just to make sure that the market board has stuff, even though they're probably not worth a damn thing. Anyways, this is a cool ass boss, alright? This is a Tonberry King, alright? He is known for being like, he's one of those races, he's big Final Fantasy boy. But as you watch and see, I'm putting the whole fight in this. You see how fast this man is dying? Each hit is taking off chunks of like 3 to 5%. This guy dies in 20 seconds. Now what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to keep control of these lesser Tonberries that are moving in, and when you kill them, they give him stacks of damage. But because of how fast he dies, you just ignore all of it, and it's GG. So, like, just straight up, like, first boss, just a generic monster that does nothing. Second boss, an interesting monster, but he does nothing. And then the final boss is a Tonberry, which you think would be like an ultra awesome fight, but no, he's one. He's got one for mechanic. He's bad. It's a bad boss. We need Tonberries to have another boss somewhere that's big and evil and scary, because Tonberries are not done justifiably in this dungeon. Anyways, I like the music, so I gave a little bit more. The trash in this dungeon is decent if you have a tank that will just pull wall to wall. There's nothing stopping you. The layout is just, you know, whatever. And then overall fun is fine. 4.0 GG. Okay. You didn't think I was gonna add or miss the MSQ dungeons, did you? Now listen, I'm gonna, full disclosure, I'm not counting the cutscenes as part of what would rank down this dungeon. They did an awesome job with this place. When they revamped everything to make these 4-person dungeons, like, so good. Look at this huge trash pack right at the front. This is how you defend something, okay? You'll see, like, much later on down the line, I have big problems with dungeons that should be secure points that have, like, no things defending them. This is how you defend something. You put soldiers there, you let the player feel like a badass for wiping out all this trash. Anyways, you're outside too, in this like a corrupted crystal area. You're not in a goddamn cave. It's interesting. This is the first boss, the Black Aft. This boss, all he does is he summons ads and shoots a cannon out his face, and that's it. But you see, he summons these Colossus guys too, which are like pretty cool looking, and when the boss dies they all despawn. Now you want to go down the garbage chute, which is still there. There's a couple more like decently sized trash pulls, and this is the second boss, the Magitech Vanguard. Now all this boss does is he drops like a proximity AoE somewhere in the northeast, the southwest, like inner cardinal directions, and that's all he does. But like, you don't need to pay attention to that at all. He also does this thing, which I don't know what people call this. It's not really a donut. It's not really a point blank. It's like a ring band AoE. And I think it's good. I like that. Teach your players that there can be different iterations of orange circle safeties. So yeah, good boss. If you're a tank, you do not need to pull him to a corner, by the way. Just leave him in mid. And this is an interesting piece of trash. It's big robots. Beat them. You keep going down. You get to this, like, another area with like 10 soldiers, and it's like, this is the good stuff. Small enemies where you can AoE and really just kind of like feel like a badass seeing them all fall over at once. There's more of these Magitech Colossuses. This tank did a good job moving them to a corner because they circle, they drop circle AoEs and they cleave. And this is the last boss of the dungeon. This is Livia Sas Junius. And this fight before they fixed it was really stupid. You used to have to like load up cannons and then like shoot her walker. Now all it is just a fight where she like jumps to mid, does like circle AoE damage, and you come back in, and you know that's how you do that one. It's pretty easy. I don't know why I'm showing the whole goddamn fight though. There's a Glaya climb. It's the tank buster. It doesn't do that much damage. I'm kind of waiting here for the big move where I think this is it. Infinite reach. Yeah. So this can be intimidating for a new player, but you just go to the first safe spot, and go to the second safe spot, and then go to the third safe spot. And that's it. Easy peasy. You're just done, and then you stay out of the star. Easy peasy, go back in, do more damage. Yeah. At the end, she drinks like a potion and just starts spamming AoEs back to back. You can feint or addle this if you really want to, but she dies pretty quick. And yeah, that's Castrum. First boss is it's a 2 because you can fight those mechas out in the world. It's not really a boss, and all they do is summon stuff. Second boss I think is really good. It teaches you some new stuff. Final boss is good. It teaches you some new stuff. Layout, you know, it's just a Castrum, but at least you're outside for a change. Difficulty is kind of low because, you know, it's easy. Music is kind of generic stuff, but the trash is where this dungeon shines through. Like, there's so much big pieces of trash where you can AoE, and it's just fun. So 4.5 out of 10. Okay, this is probably another one of those dungeons where people are like, Praetorium, why have you done this to me, you know? This is the one that has all of the really long cutscenes. I cut them out for you, so hell yeah. So yeah, you come into this like metal base. It's interesting to look at the very least. You used to be able to just run through this room with a tank and click your way through it. Can't do that no more if you want to be safe. The trash pulls are pretty decent, and this tank is pretty on the ball with like let's keep moving. But at the same time, me and this red mage are also like, let's keep moving. So yeah, this is a nice big trash pull with mechs in it, and there's AoEs going off, and the mechs are shooting, and there's bombs coming from like the outside. It's a good trash fight. Good trash fight. Take the teleporter, and this is the first boss. He's kind of generic. Like he's just a Magitech Colossus, only he's got a glowy sword. Now I really like this fight because it's just kind of relaxing. He's got an AoE Cerulean Vent. And then eventually he goes to mid and he'll like throw out a bunch of circle AoEs, like right now. Now, your first instinct is probably to run to one of those corners that aren't being hit, but if you're a melee, just ignore it. Just go to one of these circles that you're not going to get hit by 2 of them, and ignore it. You know, throw on your second wind, throw on your bloodbath, help the healer out, but like just don't pull off. Like, just keep doing damage. The sooner it's dead, the better. And now this is the part that I find the most boring, even though it's probably the most interesting when you first come in here, is you ride around on these mechs. And you have a cannon, and there's all this trash, and you're dodging floor AoEs, but like the cannon does like a set amount of damage, and it's set on a cooldown. Anyways, you come in, and if you hit, as you saw, if you hit it in the right angle correctly, the fist will smash you through to the other side when it dies. But these are like legs of Omega or something like that, but I don't know why they're here, because I thought Ultima Weapon was supposed to be here. Anyways, one monster's kind of taking its time. You gotta fight two arms here, smash them, go through. Now you gotta break this cerulean bulkhead, which, you know, takes a few seconds, and your mecha powers down, and it's all sad. You run through another hallway, and now you meet our good friend Nero Sauce something or other. He's got a cool entry cutscene. Nero Tolskava. Okay, I don't know what toll and all that means, but yeah, he's got a tank buster. He's got a cool thing where he tethers an ad to a random player. He teaches you. I'm not sure if this is the first time you get a real stack marker, but I think it's definitely. I think that is the first real stack marker you see. Anyways, you gotta kill the thing, because if it catches the person it's attached to, it will smack them out of the arena, and they'll take damage from the electricity out there. It's really not that dangerous either way, but it's just kind of annoying. Anyways, you beat Nero, and you get another long ass cutscene. I skipped it all, and you come to Gaius. Now he is the like one of the penultimate fights. When it comes to dungeons, he does some interesting things. Before, when you used to do this place before, all he would do is just stand there and put purple shit under his feet while 8 people bashed on him for 3 minutes. Now he's got these like X things, and you'll see them in his trial like later on. This is a bunch of circles. You have enough time to cross over to the other side, so don't go to a corner. And despite what anybody would ever tell you, you cannot kill him before he splits. If anybody tells you you can, you cannot. He'll stay at 1% or 0.1% or whatever until the mechanics just begin happening. I got lucky here. I didn't remember that there were cross slashes going across the arena, so I just dodged them by accident. Anyways, you kill all of his clones. And yeah, anyways, the music in this place, man, it's so good. You can hear it right now. But like, this is one of those soundtracks where you never hear it because there are cutscenes constantly interrupting it. Just listen to it. It's so good. It's so good. Like, and I think I scored it wrong. But like, it's one of those tracks that you never hear all of it because there's this like combat music in the middle, there's cutscenes in the middle, and it's just like, people are never gonna hear this full track because it's like 7 minutes long and it's constantly interrupted. Anyways, you beat him. And then you go on to the trial, but we're not going to see the trial because a trial is not a dungeon. Anyways, you probably hear a siren in the background because I have to keep my windows open. Anyways, first boss, decent. Second boss, Nero's a cool guy, but he doesn't do all that much. Final boss, you got Gaius, and you know, whatever. Layout, design, it's a castrum, and it's not difficult. I'm gonna bump up that music to a higher level because it's better than what it shows. Trash is whatever, and we have 4.4 out of 10. Okay, bye. Alright, welcome back to the rules. We have the same thing as usual. We have 3 points for boss design, 3 points for boss mechanics. We have 1 point for music. We have 1 point for trash. We have 1 point for, the aesthetics of the dungeon. And we have now moved on to, instead of difficulty, overall fun. So these dungeons are all scored out of 10. Each one is out of a possible 1 point, totaling up to 10. Let's get to the dungeons. Okay. It is time for some of the level 50 middle dungeons. This is Amdapor Keep. Okay, we're in a ruin. When are we not in ruins? At least it's not a friggin' cave. So these guys up in front, they got these lunatic followers. If you don't kill them in time, they turn into demons or they summon a demon. I don't know. I always just try to kill this one in the front real quick. You get this hallway now, which is actually pretty beautiful. There's nothing in your way, alright? There's no walls, there's no bosses, there's no kill 3 pieces of trash before you move on. No, this hallway, all the way up to this barrier at the first boss. So you end up with this massive trash pull, and it's good. It's a good trash pull. If the tank and the healer are on top of it, just go. You just go, and it's good. And you just go, and it's good. I don't know why I'm showing the whole trash pull. Oh, there we go. First boss, alright? This boss is stupid. This boss is bad. It does nothing. I don't know why the tank's pulling it all the way over here for no reason. Because you can't kill this thing until it summons this thing. And then this thing, as you kill it, summons a big ass golem thing that's supposed to walk forward and step on you. But it's a level 50 dungeon, so you kill it before you see any of that crap at all. Anyways, our healer needed like a few seconds to AFK. I didn't know this, but when you teleport up, you go up here and you can turn around and see the boss room. Never knew that until I did this video. Anyways, you run through these hallways, and it's another situation like the first hallway. There's nothing blocking you. You can just keep going. Just keep going. And these gargoyles and these lights, they'll just chase you. I mean, it's probably a good idea to split this one into 2 because there's a lot of big crit damage coming in from the gargoyles. Anyways, I go for this chest because I think this is the Amdapori stone chest, but it's not. It's the next one. But the Amdapori stone is not as good. I think it's actually worth more, but it only makes like 1 or 2 things. Anyways, we're almost at the next boss. You push through. And it's like, everything's going well. Everything's fine. Now, the next boss, this thing is really cool, right? This is Final Fantasy XII's Demon Wall, or from another Final Fantasy. I don't know. I know it from 12. But yeah, all he does is purple floor and cast other stuff, and then he'll use repel, which knocks you back, and then he's gonna walk forward. Because you technically have a time limit on this fight, where if he gets you all the way to the back wall, you just die. But you never even see him move forward half the time now. Anyways, this is another good trash pull. This one's got succubi in it that will cast fire too, so you gotta be a little bit more careful. I think our summoner eats it halfway through, which sucks. And I mean, I took a big cleave there too, and that was just 1 hit from the big golem pseudo armor guy, the Doulahan or whatever the hell it's called. But yeah, big old trash pack. Big old trash pack. Nothing in your way. This is how you do trash in a dungeon, okay? You don't do this 2 monsters or 3 monsters and then a door. Don't do that. Do this. This is always good. Give the player agency to pull as much as they want. And if they die, that's their own damn fault. but if they don't die, they feel like a badass, and that's what you want. Alright? Alright. Now, we go into this next hallway. The summoner ran back because, I don't know why, the healer didn't res him. But there's this thing, an Antabuga, and this thing looks really cool. It just doesn't do anything, again. This is like the big problem with like bosses at like level 50 ARR dungeons, is they don't do shit, and I totally misread this ability. I thought that it came from the dragon. It comes from the middle of the room, apparently. I never knew that. Anyways, yeah, this is Amdapur Keep. First boss is bad. Second boss is the Demon Wall. It looks cool, but it does nothing. Third boss is the Shadow Dragon from out in Final Fantasy XI, and it does nothing. Layout and design, I mean, it's just another temple. I mean, it doesn't really stick out at all. The music is alright though. Like, it's kind of short, but it's urgent. You can hear the urgency in it. It is good. Trash is an 8 out of 10. So while the trash is really good, it's not special in any way. That's why it doesn't get a 10. It's just interesting, so it gets an 8. Overall fun. You know, you don't really groan when you get this dungeon, but you're not exactly excited either. So, yeah, 3.9 out of 10. Yep. Okay, Pharaoh's Sirius, alright? I'm gonna start off right away. The music in this dungeon is incredible, okay? This music in Pharaoh's Sirius is great, okay? So good. Unfortunately, the rest of the dungeon, not so good. This is one of those dungeons where you're like, I don't want to be here, and I don't blame you. Now, this hallway is all trash. You see we got a red mage. We just kind of spam through it. Our tank, unfortunately, forgot to put on tank stance at the beginning, and we had a little bit of problem with aggro control, but he threw it on and everything was fine after that. So this is perfectly fine. This hallway, you got these guys that look like the guys from not Elden Ring, Dark Souls, where they got like the egg sacs on their back. That's what these guys remind me of. Anyways, this is the first boss. He's Simon the Unsinkable, and this guy will absolutely tear ass if you do not control him. If you have enough damage, you can just burn through this dude no problem, but you do kind of need to keep control of his ads. You'll see why in a minute what happens if you don't. Anyways, I think this might be our tank's, like, maybe his first time in here. I'm not sure, but he doesn't really position this guy correctly, and we end up with 1,000 dogs. And our red mage kind of has a baby rage and just completely ditches us, which is fine because typically when I get a person with an ultimate legend or a legend title, 3 out of 10 times they're complete idiots. So just keep that with a grain of salt. 7 out of 10 legends are fine. 3 out of 10 they're awful. So, you know, keep that what you will. Anyways, this Picto comes in and everything goes fine from here. We take care of the ads. We kill the boss. We move on. Don't leave after one wipe in a dungeon. Are you kidding me? Especially if the person's new. Like, have a little bit of patience, alright? Everything's fine. Trash in this dungeon is not fine, though. They keep blocking you off. I don't know, man. These little corridors that have like 2 or 3 monsters before they let you proceed. I don't know why they do this shit. This place is kind of cool, though. You got, like, crystals falling down, you know, doing some damage to you. It's kind of some fun environmental damage. This is what I consider to be the second boss. There's technically 4 bosses in here, I guess, but I'm not gonna count the one after this. This is the second boss. Now, the point of this fight is you beat up the big zoo guy, and he's got these eggs around the outside, and every time you destroy an egg, he gets a stack of damage, alright? Eventually he flies up in the air, and these eggs start to hatch. Now it's perfectly fine to smash the eggs that are hatching. See, like that one on the left right there? Yeah, those are fine to smash, because if you smash the egg before it hatches, you don't get these crappy little penguin things that, as you can see, are vomiting on me repeatedly. And they don't do a lot of damage, but, you know, it builds up over time. Anyways, bird dies, grab coffer, keep going. Now you're on this, like, inside of the lighthouse. You gotta turn off these aether valves so that they stop spitting out these gas clusters. And once you turn off both of the valves, the gas clusters don't spawn anymore, and it lets you into the arena for this guy, who I guess is technically the third boss, but I'm not going to count him, because all he does is in-out mechanics, and he dies in half a second. But you get a treasure coffer. Anyways, I skipped the next trash pack if there is any, I don't remember. This is the final boss, this is the Siren. This Siren has really, really, really good Blue Mage spell for low-level Blue Mages. It has, like, super high damage over time. I think it gets completely overshadowed by the time you hit level 70, but, like, good low-level Blue Mage spell here. Anyways, you can silence this attack. It goes off anyways. You know, oh well. But all she does is she just kind of sings and summons ads, and the ads come over and they might grab you, they might attack you. I don't really pay attention to them too much because she dies pretty quickly. Anyways, Pharaoh Sirius, we get our first 1.0, okay? The music in here is a banger, it is a 1, it is a perfect score. This is an awesome track for a dungeon like this. It is perfect for this dungeon. Alright, so first boss, 3 and 4. He's an he's just a guy. He's a pirate, but he's an interesting guy. He's got good mechanics. Not good, but, like, you know, you gotta pay attention. That's what matters. Second boss is bad. Final boss is an interesting one. You don't see sirens out in the open, in the land, so it's kind of an interesting boss that you only see there. I think you see it in one other dungeon, in the MSQ on the beach or something, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while. Layout design, it's average. It's the crumbling lighthouse. It's whatever. Overall fun though. Like, when you get this dungeon, you're not looking for it. 4.3 out of 10. Okay. Copperbell Mines Hard. And this is the first of several level 50 hard mode dungeons that all use the same goddamn music throughout the entire dungeon. Alright, now there is something cool that they do with the music, is that it will get more intense and it weaves perfectly into the soundtrack. You're not going to hear it because I'm just playing the base soundtrack, but when you attack monsters, it gets more intense. And you don't cut between tracks, it just kind of seamlessly mixes between the two. Anyways, you can see we're in Copperbell, we're in a friggin' cave, alright? It's a mine. It's a mine, but now there's more of these gigas hecatonkers, alright? What do you want from me, man? It's Copperbell. And it's not even updated Copperbell. This friggin' walkway has the same glitch as Copperbell, as like the original Copperbell. You fight these things, and if you keep going, they'll leash and run back to the start. Like, is this intentional? Is this a feature of some kind? I don't know. But why? Why do you have leashing mobs? If you have the monster there, don't leash it. Or don't put it there. Make a choice, alright? Now, continue through this part of the dungeon, you got these crumbling rocks on the bridges, you break the rocks, and you just keep going, and it's GG. Yep, more rocks. Break the rocks, break more rocks. This is a gauntlet, because there's this little Spriggan dudes up in cages shooting lightning balls at you, but it does no damage. And you come to another big rock, where you're in a mine, and you're mining. The dungeon is bad. I hate Copperbell, man. Copperbell hard mode, not good. Alright, now this is the first boss, and were they intending for you to like stay at the beginning and then just fight the boss there and then kind of move it as the fireballs spawn? Was that the intention? Because that's not what people do at all. They just pull everything right to the wall, and you kill the flambeaus as they spawn. If they get into the fire, they explode. But they die in like 2 or 3 GCDs, so it's not a worry at all. It's stupid boss. This elevator don't even work anymore. You have to jump down. And then you come to more rocks. You're just attacking rocks. Now, I remember in Final Fantasy XI, in the Treasures of Adargan, there was like a thing that you had to go through a portal, and you do a thing where you like attack rocks, and then a friend of mine would just cast Bio and Dia on one while I bashed the shit out of it with my swords on Blue Mage. And that was more fun than this dungeon. So this is the second boss, and people do not understand this boss. It's a level 50 boss, so it is janky as shit. It's a level 50 hard mode boss where you gotta push this blasting device, and then it creates a bomb, and then you pick up the bomb, and the bomb is how you actually deal damage to this first damage of the boss, first phase of the boss. No, I don't get this part. The healer runs up and picks it up and just absolutely gets gibbed. Like, why? Why? Alright? I don't understand. Don't touch a bomb if somebody else has put it down. If that's happened, you probably don't have enough time to move it. So we fight it again. Alright? Now I'm dealing with the bomb. I move the bomb over. I'm fast enough. I drop the bomb here. You know what? The bomb's gonna do damage to the boss. Move away. Nope. Ninja picks up the bomb. I don't understand. What are you doing? This boss needs to be revamped. Like, it absolutely needs to be redone because people don't know how to do this. Anyways, you get to the second phase, right? And it's a spriggan named Biggie. And this guy shows up a couple times. Like, I don't know if Biggie is just like a title for Spriggans or if it's the same Biggie that's going between dungeons, but you see him later, I think in Anti-Tower? Anyways, this is a good dungeon. This is a good trash pull right here. It's the only good trash pull in the entire dungeon. It's in the crystal area again. This is the final boss. It's a Gigas again. And again, it's a boss that, you know, people don't know how to do, so I end up having to do all the mechanics myself. So what you're supposed to do is, you know, you kill this boss and he's got a pet sandworm that's going around and around inside here in the middle, right? And I don't know if you still need to do this. You probably could just DPS through this whole thing and just heal through it. But you're supposed to drop the crystallized rock in the sand so that the sandworm goes for the rock instead of hitting you guys, alright? Easy as that. Easy as that. And then he's got, you know, a swing. I LB him. It's done. It's whatever. Copperbell Mine's Heart is a bad dungeon. Most of these level 50 dungeons in ARR are just bad, okay? So music's getting a 5. It's probably going to get a 5 in every dungeon that it's involved because it's just used in, like, all of the hard modes. First boss is bad. Second boss is bad. Third boss is bad. Layout is again, it's just a friggin' mine. Alright, Crystal Place gives it a little bit of points because it's pretty, but that's it. Overall fun. You get Copperbell hard mode and you're like, ugh. So yeah, 3.4 out of 10. I'm really looking forward to getting to Heavensward dungeons so I don't have to deal with this kind of trash anymore. Okay, Hawk Manor, or Hockey Manor. I really don't care. This dungeon is bad. Okay, this dungeon is bad as well. The level 50 AR dungeon, it's bad. It's maybe like a little bit better than Copperbell, but like not by much, especially the last boss, but we'll see when we get there. Alright, so it is just Hawk Manor as it was before, only now it's a little bit more red for some reason. You see the boss chamber on the left is blocked off, so you go down this hallway instead this time. And guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna kill 3 enemies. We're gonna kill 3 enemies repeatedly until we get to the first boss. You know, you pick up a tiny key. I don't know where that thing's going, but like you go through the doors, the locked doors, and guess what? You fight 3 enemies, okay? Trash is so bad at the start. I don't know, like, spoilers, I gave this place a 7 for trash, but I don't know why. This first boss is bad. It's so bad. It's just a copy of the second boss from original Hawk Manor. Except now this thing's got a little bit more HP and the skeleton dies quicker. But it does nothing. Does this do something? I think that resummons the skeletons maybe? But it dies real fast, so it's a bad boss. It's not good. You go through this hallway now, which is really weird. It's got these lamps on the side, which I think are from the original succubus fight in Hawk Manor, the ones that were in the corners that you had to click. Maybe, I don't know, I could be wrong, because those lamps aren't there anymore and I can't check, but that's what I remember. Anyways, this trash pull is good. This is a good trash pull. This is the part where people don't remember that you need to open the locked door to get the manor servant out to open the other door, and I'm just like, somebody open the damn door. This isn't my job. So yeah, you got Manor Sentry Boy, and you beat him up, and he opens the door. And this boss is actually fine. This boss is fine for a low-level dungeon. Alright, he summons like weapons, and they slash across the floor. He drops these things and slash across the floor. He drops that thing, which is area denial, and if it hits you, it gives you heavy. And then he does this big star thing, which is cool. And you know what? Like, pretty decent. Pretty, like, in the middle boss. Anyways, me and the tank have heavy, and the healer is an alpha legend and completely ignoring it. I don't understand. Why? Just give me a Suna. Just give me a Suna. Just give me a Suna. Alright, well, whatever. Next area, let's go. More trash. And eventually you come to this. This is the last boss. This is Halicarnassus. Which is interesting because I think we fight another boss called Halicarnassus in Deltascape or something like that. Anyways, she picks the ground to fire too, like regular succubuses, but she has a second mechanic where she summons these ad boys. Alright? And you need to immediately get on these ads, because when she gets to a certain HP percentage, she will grab those ads, drain them of blood, and then use it to cast Blood Rain. Alright? Now, depending on how much HP the ad has, when it dies, or when she eats it, Blood Rain will do more damage. Now here's the thing. We are in level squished gear, okay? So we do so much damage. We do so much damage to her. And you see, she instantly ate that ad, and now she's gonna Blood Rain and kill 2 people instantly. What can we do about that? Nothing. The only thing you can do is not fight, which is fucking awful mechanics. This fight is actively broken right now, and because it's still doable, SC does nothing about it. But this fight is actively broken. Okay, they fixed Ifrit and they fixed Rama when their HP gates used to cause the monster to freeze up and like kill you instantly when entering a dungeon when you were overpowered. But yeah, as you can see, we end up even blowing LB on this ad. Actually, we don't. She eats it and kills us all. It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb, this boss. Like, somebody get them to fix this. because this fight is interesting. It's got ads that you need to focus on, but because it's broken, like zero mechanics are a zero, like instantly. But anyways, we blow LB on this. I don't even care about the AoE because I need to do as much damage to this ad as I can, because I don't want the boss to suddenly eat her like she just did and instantly kill us for no reason. Ugh. Halicarnassus in Hawk Manor hard mode is broken. The fight is broken. Like, you can see it's still doable because we do it, but like, not fighting a boss is not a mechanic. Like, holding your DPS so that you don't overkill a boss is not considered good gameplay. You let the player go all out at all times, and that's the correct way to make an MMO. Anyways, first boss, it's just a trash fight. Second boss is fine. It's a fine fight. Final boss, it's a cool looking succubus thing, but 0 because the fight is actively broken. Music is a 5 because it's just your generic hard mode. Trash is, like I said, 7. It's fine. Layout, it's interesting. You're inside a manor again, and it's a different color, which is, whatever. Overall fun, 0.2 out of 10. Dying to the last boss every goddamn time you get this dungeon is not fun, because pugs do not understand that you gotta pull your punches in order to win that fight. Alright, I'm gonna stop ranting. 3.5 out of 10. Hockey Manor hard mode sucks. Okay. Amdapur City. Lost City of Amdapur. Alright. This dungeon, one of those dungeons that some people love and some people hate. This is the one with the very interesting boss at the end that used to kill people pretty handily, repeatedly. But we'll get there when we get there. Anyways, look at this layout. Look at this design. Sure, it's, kind of monochromatic. It's kind of like moldy white, but like it's interesting. Like you're in this big ruin, but it's moldy. And you've got this particulate floating in the air, and you've got these big poles you can do that have a whole lot of poison damage. And it's that kind of poison damage that your healer just doesn't have enough GCDs to get rid of, so they just have to heal you through it. And that's awesome to me. So yeah, this is the Decaying Gourmand, and he's got Gubu attacks, but he's got an interesting Gubu attack where, one, he drops this thing on the floor where I don't think they use this animation for anything else ever again. And the other thing is, he eats a player, and then you have to attack his belly to get them out, otherwise he'll like spit them at another player and do a fuckload of damage. Either way, good boss, interesting mechanics. That is the kind of thing you want to see for a low-level dungeon, just in general. Alright, so we get some more trash. It's a little bit darker in here. I think it might be because of the fog weather. I'm not sure if the weather affects this dungeon the way it looks or anything, but it's also got this like weird stuff on the floor, right? I don't think they use this weird stuff on the floor in any other dungeon ever again. Wait, maybe they do. They might use it in the poo dungeon that we'll get to eventually. So yeah, these are traps, by the way. These treasure coffers on either side, don't open. Don't open ever. What they might have like a potion. One of them might have a potion. And I mean, a potion, awesome. 9 times out of 10, it's a mimic, and it's just gonna death trap you and be annoying, and then the tank's gonna have to pick it up, and it's just another piece of trash you have to deal with. This is the second boss. All right. The way this boss works is these little tiny moths, these little Wamuras, they're ads, right? But when they die, they shoot a cone out of their face and whoever gets hit by that cone is chosen as the aggro target for the big moth, right? So you want the tank to always get hit by it. Anyways, when you're finished, you come into here, and it's not mossy anymore, right? It's like an old, like, cultist kind of, it's interesting. And you got this other mechanic where these pillars are attaching to this guy in the middle, and they're healing him. So you gotta take out the pillars so that you can kill the guy in the middle. You know, interesting. It's not a friggin' key that you have to pick up. It's not a door that you have to open. You just have to kill something, and it lets you through. You know, clap, clap, clap. Good stuff. Alright, this is the last boss. This is Diablos. If you don't know who Diablos is, then go play Final Fantasy VIII, because this guy's a badass. This is, without a doubt, my first 1 out of 1 for design. This guy is a perfect 10, alright? He's not a perfect 10 for mechanics, but on the other hand, he's doing stuff, right? He's doing dangerous stuff. You see, he's putting up shields, he's throwing down circle AoEs, he's got balls that are coming out and smacking you in the face. And there's this other mechanic too, where these diabolical gates, right? And you saw the symbols at the top of the gate when the fight started, right? And Ruinous Omen, that skill he just cast, the only way to not get hit by it is to open 2 of the same gate, so that you get pulled into this alternate reality so it doesn't hit you. Anyways, you can see he's also throwing status effects, he's putting us to sleep. Imagine if you get put to sleep near one of those red circles, and see, you gotta like predetermine that you gotta be close to him, because when he puts you to sleep, you're gonna sleep until he uses Nightmare again. Anyways, this is a good boss, alright? This is nearly perfect for its level. Nearly perfect, I would say. And the score reflects that, okay? First boss, interesting design, decent early game mechanic, alright? Second boss, a little bit less interesting. Still got an interesting mechanic that, like, you know, you gotta tether the boss through the ad. Final boss, you know, chef's kiss. It's Diablos, alright? He's great design, and he's got an interesting fight. He used to kill people left and right, alright? He used to murder people. Not the case anymore. You can just burn him if you really wanted to. You don't even really need to do Ruinous Omen if you don't want to. Anyways, the music is a little sleepy though. Trash is alright. Layout is pretty good though. Layout's pretty good. Layout is, you know, it's big moldy, and then you go down into an interesting cultist area. Cool stuff. Overall fun. 6. It's not a dungeon that you're like raring to go do, but most of the time, for me at least, I'm just like, cool. Alright, let's do this. Guess what? 5.7. We have a mid experience here. Alright? This is baseline. Alright? This is what a dungeon should be at baseline. A reference to something interesting with bosses that are good enough, and a dungeon that doesn't make you fall asleep as you run through it. Mid experience. Alright? Hopefully we go up from here, but we still have Stone Vigil hard mode to go through, and that dungeon is very bad. But that'll be in the next episode. Okay, first up we have Halatali Hard. Halatali Hard. We are back in the theme of hard mode dungeons that are not very good. So, Halatali Hard. Halatali Hard. So, as you can see, we're back in the like arena area. It's kind of just stones and weapons laying around, and not that greatly inspired. The music is kind of bland and slow. I'm playing the music throughout the whole dungeon, but yeah. So something interesting about this dungeon environmentally is you'll see those like mace heads slamming the floor. Well, if you put monsters underneath that mace head, not only will it do damage to them, but it will also give them vulnerability up, which means you can kill them even faster. So you might as well put your trash under the maces so that your DPS can kill it faster. Anyways, this is the first boss. It's Pirakmon. I should put into perspective, I have not done this dungeon in at least 2 years when I recorded this, so there's going to be some I don't know what's going on stuff. I saw a clickable thing after this, so I hit it. And it was pretty damn early. So I guess we get kind of lucky that the buff stays on long enough that this big swing gets absorbed by the shield, fortunately. But yeah, all he does is regular Cyclops moves. Other than that, he's got a swing. He's got that 100 thing. By the way, that door before, it wouldn't open unless you killed all of the mammoths. So that's another somewhat interesting thing about this dungeon, is that you have to you move through different areas, and there's different types of enemies that you're supposed to kill within those areas. The tank and the DPS go running off in the wrong direction, so I'm like super confused. The healer's just like, guys, you're going the wrong way. And then immediately pulls. Fine with me, but the trash in this dungeon is not good. So as you saw in the other area, you get like a decent pull at the beginning, and you kind of want to put them under the maces, but from this point out, trash is just really bad. It's like spaced out, they drip feed enemies to you like you're seeing here. And eventually you just kill Toramas or cats one at a time. You get here, and it's like, oh look, it's more beast enemies. So you kill the beast enemies, and then there's bears and peists, and it's like, what is the theme here? Like a coliseum? Is that what's supposed to be happening? But it's not even a good pull. And then the gate comes up, and there's 3 birds in here, and like 3 or 4 birds, and that's it. Like, I've said this 100 times, don't give me like 2 or 3 pieces of trash and then a wall, and then 2 or 3 pieces of trash and a wall. Give me like 15 enemies. They can all be doing small damage. I just want to see my AoE going off and crushing a whole bunch of monsters at the same time. This is the second boss. This is the Katobo Pass or something like that. I haven't done this fight in 2 years at least, so I completely forget that Demon Eye petrifies you. So perfectly in the wrong. Our Jataras cleave each other, but I survived, so never punished. But basically, all you're supposed to do is click the eyes on the pedestals around the outside. And now we're back with more really bad trash. You fight 3 enemies there, you fight 2 enemies here, and then I think the next room also only has 3 enemies. And it's not good. It's not good. Like, nobody wants to fight 3 or 4 monsters. That people want to fight like 7 to 12 all the time. This is the first boss. You start off with a trash fight with some like warrior dudes that have some AoEs, and eventually this tiny Lalafell comes out with a big Manicore, which is Narasimha. It used to be an an NM in Final Fantasy XI that dropped like hair that you could craft into something or other. Anyways, one of them will drop a thing that will pin people in place, and then you have to click it to get people free, and then yeah, you're just freeing people so that nobody gets hit by multiple AoEs. That's basically it. This is Halatali Hardmode. It's not a good dungeon. So yeah, the first boss looks cool, and I mean, it's got some stuff going on with like the mammoth, so it's fine. Second boss, it looks interesting, and it's got mechanics, click on stuff. I don't like mechanics where you have to pull off the boss, but I'm still gonna give him a 4 because he's interesting. Final boss is like a big manticore thing. I'm not gonna count the trash before that because like it's meh, but the mechanics are not like non-existent. There's like one pin mechanic and a circle AoE, and that's it. Layout and design, it's not interesting. It's another stone building with like weapons. It's all the same color. It's boring. Overall fun. When I get Holotolly hard mode, I'm just like, alright, I guess I'm here, let's go. But yeah, music is kind of generic, trash is bad, and at 3.9 out of 10. Next dungeon, please. Okay. This is Brayflock's hard mode, and you're probably hearing music that you're not used to hearing in here. This is the music for the last boss, because Brayflock's is one of those dungeons that just uses the generic hard mode music, and I didn't feel like listening to that. And when you hear this boss music, it actually goes legit pretty hard. This music is really good, and they just use it for like one goblin fight and like one samurai quest later on. And it's like, whatever, man. Music is good. I'm using this music. So yeah, trash is pretty good in here. You can pull and pull. This is the area I was talking about before, where it's like I needed a key to get through the gate. I thought that was on the normal mode, but no, it's on hard mode. Anyways, this is the first boss. It's just a big goblin. He summons a couple of ads, but like that's about it. He summons an ad that tethers to somebody. And there's a couple like cross AoEs, and I think he throws a bomb with a cross AoE at the end, but like I don't know, that bomb baited to me. I was just gonna dash back anyways. This is the most dangerous part of the fight right there, and all it is just step out and you're fine. Next trash pack. But yeah, this is one of those dungeons that you're going to be like intimately familiar with if you try to do like ARR Zeta weapons, because this is one of those dungeons that gets brilliant light like a lot, like pretty often. So yeah, this is just a room filled with some raptors and some goblins. And it's one of those rooms that you just have to pull all the trash before you can get through to the next area. But all of the trash packs are kind of optional, but you need, like, the order that you pull them. This tank could have probably pulled all of them. After you kill them all, you have to wait for Brayflocks to come on over and open the sneak way. Then you get through, you crawl on your hands and knees through to the next boss, which is a Magitech Van Gob. I don't think this is an interesting monster at all. It's just a regular Magitech Vanguard, but I don't know. How is it even goblin-y? It doesn't look goblin-y at all. It just looks like a regular Vanguard with like maybe a different mask on the front. Oh no, there's not even a mask on the front. It's just a robot. Boring. And the mechanics are nothing. He drops tools on the side that are blue, and then eventually, if they catch fire or something like that, they do more damage. I don't know. It's a trash boss. You continue your way down here, which is kind of like the original Brayflocks. There's even this. There's this like. Oh, this is why this thing doesn't get a higher score in trash, because there's only 3 pieces of trash in front of this gate, and it's boring. And as you see the Torama on the left, that cat is there, or like there's a coral there at least in the original Brayflocks as well. And I don't know. I don't know why they put it in there again. It's maybe like spice or homage to the first one, but there's nothing behind it. There's no treasure chest or anything. At least I don't think there is. Alright, this is the last boss. This is the Gob Machine G4. I can read Roman numerals. Don't at me. This thing is annoying. I don't know if they changed it since the last time I did it. I remember this thing being a lot, like being able to kill it in like 2 of these rotations. Maybe it's because I LB'd too early, but yeah, he just does this thing where he summons a couple of adds and then skirts around the outside of the arena. And if you go outside, he'll hit you and it'll do damage. And then he drops all these bombs on the floor that all do AoEs, so you just kind of like circle AoE everything out of the arena so that he can give you and your party a safe spot in the middle. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. This is the music that is actually for this boss, by the way. It only plays when you fight this boss. I just wanted to play it the whole time. I didn't know this was a thing until it happened when I did this dungeon. I guess I hadn't seen this phase like ever. But yeah, he likes to drive through the middle and he drops a big bomb, and now he's gonna do it again. Drive through the middle, gonna hit the healer. Bonk. He's not supposed to do this that many times, but like I cut some of them out, but he did that like the bomb AoE thing 4 times in that fight for us. Anyways, first boss, boring. No mechanics. Second boss is super boring and even less mechanics. Final boss, the Gobwalker looks cool, but the mechanics wise is very boring. It's just kill an ad and stay in the middle and don't get bombed. Layout and design, the place is kind of pretty. It's just Brayflux Longstop again though. At least this time there are proper bosses in here, but they're not even good proper bosses. Overall fun. Brayflux Longstop is not a dungeon that most people look forward to, and I respect that. However, the music in this place is absolutely, like, S-rank top tier. It's so good. Like, listen to it. So good. Trash is a 7. It would get higher, but there's that one gate where there's only, like, 3 monsters in front of it, and you need a key. Anyways, 4.2 out of 10. Alright. Hullbreaker Isle. Hullbreaker Isle. Hullbreaker Isle. I want to tell you, I don't like this dungeon. I don't like the hard mode either. However, my score in the end might surprise you. Anyways, you're in the jungle. I like this party. This is a good party. We got a bunny ninja. We got me on fucking Viper, and we got a Lalafell healer, and we got a big chonky Rogadin tank. I love this kind of like everybody's playing their races roles kind of thing. So yeah, you get this nice big line of trash out here. There are these traps on the floor that you keep seeing. This tank's doing an excellent job though. He only goes in when he has his buff that recovers his HP from AoEing. You can see the healer gets caught in the bear trap, and basically what that does is it will yank you back if you go too close to it, pin you in the middle, do damage to you, and put a bleed on you. So stepping in those traps is really annoying. Anyways, this tank gets absolutely blown up by Final Sting, which is kind of funny. It sucks because he's doing such a great job, but he's a good sport about it. Nobody says anything, and I think that's kind of the best way to do it when someone dies by accident or by something they can't control. You just don't bring attention to it and just keep going. Like this situation was handled perfectly. So the tank tries to keep going, but the boss is at the end of the bridge and won't let you pass until you kill all the trash. But once you do, he runs back. There's also monkeys in this dungeon, which I kind of hate. Like, not this gorilla, but like the little Opos that throw rocks at you. I hate those things, because they're so hard to group up for AoE. Anyways, this is the Sasquatch. He's a big monkey, big gorilla boy. He summons Opo-Opos, and then he'll pound on his chest until someone drops a banana from the banana tree. Problem is, this is really hard to coordinate with people, and often people will just keep dropping bananas on the floor, and each time he eats a banana, he gets a damage up stack. So you really only need one person to do this, and this is typically, in my opinion, should be done by the healer or by a ranged DPS. Either way, he still goes down pretty quickly. It's a pretty easy boss. Looks decent enough. I think he actually becomes a mount later on too. I think he comes from the Ufidi horn or something like that. Anyways, you go into a cave now, and this cave is somewhat annoying. People were like, I guess the devs were like, oh, you don't want to open our mimic chests in the lost city of Amdapor? Well, guess what? Now you have to open the mimic chests because we're putting keys inside of them. So you basically have to open all these chests, because when you kill them, as I said, they drop keys. Well, they're not like actually keys, they're like stone tablets, as you can see. And then you put them in stone pedestals and it opens the door and lets you go through. You do this 2 more times. Both times you have to click chests that turn into mimics. It's kind of repetitive. What can you do, right? The trash pulls are decent. I like that there's like running water in the background and that you run through the water as you're moving from trash pack to trash pack. I think that's a really interesting layout, but at the same time, you're still just in a cave, and I hate when they just put you in a cave. Like, make the cave interesting at least. This is the second boss. He's like a water sandworm. His name is Stewworm? I don't fucking know, man. He goes underground, puts these bubbles up. He'll move across the ground like the sandworms in Cutter's Cry, only it's water now. He drops these big circles, which are easy to dodge, but I think they're interesting at least because I don't think there's been very many situations where staggered AoEs have been dropped yet. Anyways, he goes underground. This is the first time they teach you before ARF ARF is the Aetherochemical Research Facility. It's later on. But this is the first time they teach you before ARF that there might be something around the arena that you have to get sucked in by to be saved from a mechanic that's going off. And I think it's a good mechanic. I think it teaches you something. All right. The boss is easy either way, but it teaches you something. Anyways, this part you fall. I tried to be slick by whatever Viper dashing to the tank as I fell, but the tank was behind me, so I didn't do anything. This is the only problem with the trash that I have. There's 2 trash gates here. Also, when you come here, go right, don't go left. If you go right, you fight the same amount of monsters, only you get a chest as well, and that chest has the Naughty Nanka minion in it. And that is a minion that most people don't have because most people go left. I don't think it's worth anything, but, you know, collections. And it's nice to get somebody a minion if they don't have it. Anyways, this is the last boss. It's a Kraken, but it's trash, right? This fight is actually garbage. It's cool looking. You can see the Kraken's head in the background, and these tentacles are poking up. But it's a trash fight, right? You aren't fighting a boss right now. You're fighting trash. So these things are so weak that even a DPS can go to their own island and clear tentacles. And what you want to do is you want to just stay on each island and kill 2 tentacles, then move to the next island. And eventually you get these arms. They grab you. They throw you around. They also throw ink, which will inflict blindness. And there's another thing that happens where somebody will get picked with a green diamond, and you just need to go drop that green diamond on another island. You'll see it right there. It's like a little green meteor. But yeah, it's annoying. It's a bad fight. I really wish people would just understand to do the two tentacles per island before moving on, before causing chaos. Anyways, I go back for the chest because it's in the open, right? And as you can see, you get the Naughty Nanka minion. The dungeon, I thought I hated it, but it's actually like fine. It seems. It seems like it's fine. First boss. It's the monkey. The monkey looks cool. You got ads, you got damage stack up, you got all that stuff, fine mechanics. Second boss is the water worm. Looks cool. Got some stuff it teaches you. Final boss, you know, big kraken. Looks cool. No mechanics though. Music is fine. It's very baseline. Trash is fine. It's very baseline. Dungeon layout, again, it's fine. It's very baseline. Overall fun. You don't really want to do Hullbreaker Isle when you get it, but, you know, it's not the worst. Anyways, a 4.4 out of 10. That's a lot more than I thought it would be. Okay. Tamterra, hard mode. And surprisingly, apparently this music is different from the normal mode. I don't hear it. It sounds the exact same to me. The dungeon looks the exact same to me too. I don't know what their obsession is with, like, oh, it's the hard mode, so now the dungeon is red. Like, they did this with Hockey Manor as well. And it's like, it's not visually appealing at all. Trash-wise, it's pretty decent. They let you keep pulling these big trash things into these areas where you would have had the demons before, but now you just have monsters that tether to one bigger demon, and when that bigger demon dies, it automatically sends off the light, so you don't have to click it. So that's nice. Quality of life, at least. And you have to do this twice, and then it will let the door open, and you get to the first boss. The first boss. Alright, I'm going to give you guys a tactic in this fight that will make this fight easy for everybody. The healer going friggin' crazy, okay? The tank holds the boss here, alright? Everybody else, stand where I'm standing. I don't care if you're a machinist, I don't care if you're a black mage, I don't care if you're a white mage, you stand where I'm standing. Everybody stands on the boss's butt, and then you just let everything happen. You ignore the mechanics. So what you're supposed to do, this is going to be a decent Benny, at least. So he saves my life even if he's doing the mechanic wrong. That big purple circle is arrow shots, and those arrow shots kill the ads. Alright? And if you kill the ads normally, they explode and do a whole bunch of damage. If the arrows come down and kill the ads, they do no damage. So just stack behind the boss, okay? And now you're at this area where the trash is... it's okay. It's not terrible. You keep opening these coffins, and ghosts come out, and then you do that like 3 times, and then you move on to this. This is the second boss. So the interesting thing about this dungeon is you're kind of following Edda and her party after they like wiped in Tamterra or something like that. I don't know. I don't know the story. Look it up on YouTube. It's an interesting story. I know that. The only mechanic for this fight is don't get hit by circles and don't let the orbs get to the middle. So healers should be soaking orbs. Ranged DPS should be soaking orbs. Melee DPS just stay on the boss. Tanks should try and absorb the big balls. Take the big balls to the face. You can see that the healer took the big ball to the face by themselves and they were fine. So, like, you can really soak it with anybody. Just don't let the power get to the middle, because that's how the boss gains more damage. Ugh, my foot's falling asleep. Anyways, we get to more trash. More trash. It's alright, alright, alright. Perfect, wonderful, great. So yeah, you got these little light balls going around. If you go near them, they get an AoE, they do damage. You kill all the enemies. This Pisco demon, piss demon, he spawns. When you kill him, the 2 orbs on the side go up, give you access to the last boss. Perfect, wonderful, great. Actually, you have to kill all the trash, apparently. Oh, whatever. You get the same animation of the bridge coming up from the original Tamtera. Yeah. And then you fight this thing. This is the minion, or the mount that you can buy from Deep Dungeon with Gilmore and Potshirts. It's the same as the second fight, really. Just don't let the ads get to the middle, because they will empower, I think it's Edda in the middle, I could be wrong. Basically, this is a trash fight, again, where, you know, your melee just beat the boss, and then the ranged and the healer take care of the ads. If you are a melee, you can definitely pull off the boss and spend a GCD or 2 on killing one of these grooms if they're close by and you're not going to lose a GCD. You know, help them out a little bit, but don't be like running around the whole arena wasting time. Just stay on the boss unless people are getting overrun, and chances are you won't. Get it down low, LB, and all of these goblins, or these demons spawn again, throw a whole bunch of AoEs. Kind of interesting, but easily dodged. Just don't stand in the orange, as usual. This dungeon is not good. First boss, it's just a human NPC with a bow, and nobody knows how to do it, so it's annoying. Well, now you know. Just stand behind the boss, okay? Second boss, it's just a Doulahan, a small Doulahan, and don't let the orbs in. Not interesting. Final boss, you know, at least the head thing flapping around is kind of cool, and you got Edda there, I think, so it's interesting. And you know, you got mechanics. You absorb the thing, you don't get hit by the lines. It's whatever. Layout and design, again, it's just Tamtera with a red glow. It's not interesting at all. And then finally, overall fun. Overall fun is like a 5. I don't hate getting this place. Music is the same as regular Tamtera, though. Boring. Trash is a 7. It's not offensive in any way. Basically, if a dungeon has decent trash, like it's not too offensive, I'll just give it a 7 and be done with it because it's fine. Either way, 3.5 out of 10. I was not expecting to hate this dungeon more than Stone Vigil, but it's worse than Stone Vigil, apparently. Okay, bye. Okay. Stone Vigil hard. What can I say? I don't like this dungeon. It's mostly because of the second boss, but we'll get there when we get there. As you can see, it's the same problem as you had with the first Stone Vigil. It's just white and gray and stone. It's not interesting. The trash is all right. I think you're able to pull like pretty far without getting gated in. Yeah, you get this nice big trash pack out here. There's a little bit of like AoE problems here. I don't know why I took so much damage, but I did. And then there's this part right here where it's like 3 pieces of trash, and that's it. And you can't go forward because there's 3 pieces of trash. Anyways, this is the first boss. This is Gory Niche, or whatever. He's the same boss as the original Stone Vigil. He runs to an area and he casts Swinge, and that's it. The arena's a bit bigger, so you have to kind of chase him if you don't want to get hit by Swinge, but basically the same fight. Okay, well, there is one difference, alright? These ads, when you kill them, they shoot an AoE, and then they will tether to the boss and give them a haste bonus and a damage bonus. But you kill this thing so quickly that, like, that didn't do any. I don't even know what that AoE does, to be honest. It did nothing to me, and I sat in it. So yeah, this is fun. This is you get ambushed by dragons, small dragons, and it's a nice little AoE pack. But then you come to this area where, once again, it's like 3 or 4 monsters, and if this is where you see the NPCs. They start channeling a spell, and if they finish it, they turn into a worm, and they reset their HP. This is the only remnant left of the cannon mechanic from Stone Vigil. You click these Bertha cannons, they shoot the blue dragon, so it stops coming at you, and then when you shoot the blue dragon, you get the mini ads, and then you do that 3 times, and you move on. This is the fight that I hate. So this fight has Diamondback for Blue Mage, which is basically a required spell to do any kind of Blue Mage content as a party. The boss looks cool. He's like a big metallic turtle, and he's got 2 mechanics. One, you push the shoot cannon button at it. 2, it puts up a shield, and if it has its shield up, it's Diamondback, and you shoot it, it reflects back at you. And the 3rd mechanic is a big AoE, and you shoot your second button at it to stun it. One of the other duties that you kind of have in this fight is they summon dragon ads, and you want to kill them. As you see, I got unlucky there, and I deflected a shot, and he came right at me. As you can see, I am off the cannon and blown away and still taking damage. It thinks I'm still on the cannon even though I've been knocked back. So that needs to be fixed. But yeah, this fight is garbage. This fight is trash. They were cooking with this, and what came out was sludge. Bad fight, bad fight, bad fight, bad fight. Make it something else. Remove it from the annals of history. You come to another big trash pull here. It's pretty good. It's not bad. Pretty good. Decent. Yeah. You get a key, you go through the door, and you get to the final boss here, which is Giro Vegan Anus. Alright, we got a Geo Vegan Anus. This boss is annoying for multiple reasons. One, it cannot be aggro controlled by a tank. It just runs around and uses skills, and if you get hit by it, it's your own fault, because the tank cannot control it. It's got 4 attacks, basically. It lifts its tail and it swings behind it. It lifts its claw and it swings in front of it. It lowers its shoulder and it dashes forward. Or it puts its arms up and it breathes a fireball. That's it. That's it. It has 4 mechanics. They just happen randomly. GG. Game over. This dungeon is so experimental and none of it lands. So first boss. Oh god, I don't even remember what it was. It was the same. It was Gorinich. It doesn't look interesting. Doesn't have any mechanics. Second boss, the big turtle is cool. It's a big, cool turtle. Mechanics are 0 because that fight is terrible. Final boss, you know, they look interesting, but they do 4 things and that's it. 4 things, that's it. Layout and design, I hate the Stone Vigil aesthetic. Overall fun. If I get Stone Vigil, I'm gonna do the dungeon. I'm not gonna like it at all. I'm gonna be miserable the whole dungeon. Music is kind of fine. Trash is fine. 3.8 out of 10. Eh. Okay. Here we go. With the Snowcloak. Alright. Snowcloak is one of those notorious dungeons. Not that it's hard. It's that you get it, and it's kinda boring. Kinda boring for a dungeon. But you'll be surprised the score I give it, I think. Also, editing this dungeon, for some reason my editing software did not like this dungeon at all. So if you see some weird cuts, that's why. This first trash bowl is actually pretty good. You can take it all the way to this gate, which blocks you off. But yeah, you kill it, and then this single polar bear drops down. Super annoying. Just let the polar bear be there when you get there. Also, this polar bear has the key to the gate for some reason. I don't know why. But then you open this gate, and guess what? We have a trash sin of 3 mobs and a wall. I hate it. I hate it. Anyways, you break the wall. You come to the first boss. This is Wandil. So this boss actually has a couple of good mechanics to it, but we will not see it. Okay? Me and this monk absolutely tear this thing's throat out. This thing dies so quickly that we're not even gonna really see the circular AoE on the outside. You see, he's about to put it down here, but he's already dead. So yeah, I think that's the first boss where you see like a full screen AoE effect go off, which is kind of cool, and the boss looks kind of cool, but he's just a target dummy, really. The trash in this area is actually pretty annoying. There are these winds like gusting by, and if you stand in them, you take cold frost damage over time. Not only that, but they're ice sprites, which notoriously do a lot of damage to tanks at this level. But you take care of them. This is the second boss. This is Yeti. It's a very, very original name. They completely nuked the crap out of this boss. This boss used to be really cool. You used to have to like have the tank blow wind on ads to create big ice balls, and then you'd have to keep hitting the ice ball to make it bigger, and then you would use a big attack and you'd have to knock the ice ball into it to interrupt him. You don't do that anymore. Now all it is one ball bigger than the others. And don't get hit by ball. He's got the spin attack, which is an out-in. He does this twice. It's the first time you get a like a spread marker of ice, which is cool, I guess. Anyways, I'm super greedy here. I see he's at like 30%. I see this stuff is going off. I'm like, we can do good damage. I have time to get out. I definitely don't get clipped by both of the large orbs and only have 18 HP. Never punished. But that was a good spread between the 4 of us. Even though it didn't go off, we would have had the tank and both DPS on the boss still. This hallway, they massacred my boy with this hallway. This hallway used to have like 10 sprites in it, and as you would run through it, all of the sprites would drop these big AoEs, and some like Leafy would try and run through it and they'd get gibbed, and it's not there anymore, and it's really sad. There's only like 4 ice sprites in there now. Sad. This trash area is also trash. You have to wait for monsters to come out of their caves to walk towards you. It's annoying. This is the same as Stone Vigil, where they're channeling to become a dragon or a worm or something like that. But if you kill them fast enough, then they don't change. The tank marked them, so I mean, I just focused them anyways. I would have focused them anyways. These guys have the Finger of the Apostate, which is apparently a key to a gate. Now this is my boy Fenrir, alright? Fenrir is obviously a 10 when it comes to design. He is iconic, he is a summon in Final Fantasy XI, he's a summon in other Final Fantasy games, I think. They changed him too, though. These spikes used to drop down on players, not fixed positions. And the first Lunar Cry was like a fake or something like that. Now it's just fixed positions, and they're always real. If you don't get out of them quick enough, you can see the healer gets frozen. But yeah, mechanics are very, very baseline straightforward now. I forgot this, and I didn't see a cone, so I didn't remember it. It's one of those, like, you get a split second to know what happened, and I failed. So, punished sometimes. But yeah, you get to see the spike thing again, except this time only one of them is real. If you try to hide behind the purple ones, they will freeze you, and then you'll get Lunar Cried, so you're basically 100% dead if you misread this mechanic. Anyways, me and this monk are both going ham. Neither of us are looking at the LB bar, and we kill it without even LBing. Just that good, I guess. First boss. God, first boss, it looks cool, but it's basically a target dummy now. It's got a couple circle AoEs, so I gave it a 2. It's got a little bit of danger, but not really. Second boss, it's a Yeti. It looks cool, and it's got interesting mechanics that are kind of modern, but I still like the old version better. Final boss, perfect score on Fenrir's design. But a 5 on the mechanics. I prefer the old version where you had to kind of like pick a crystal that was placed by another player. I think that was more fun. Layout and design. It's just a snowy cave. It's not more or less interesting than other places. Overall fun. I'm okay with Snowcloak. I'm not looking forward to it, but it's fine. Music is a 9, okay? Let me explain why. You hear this music, you play this music for anybody who's played Final Fantasy XIV longer than a few months, they're immediately going to go, that's Snowcloak. Okay? All of the other music, except for maybe like the lighthouse, not the lighthouse, but like the dungeon lighthouse, whose name is completely escaping me right now. If you play this music for any Final Fantasy XIV player, they're like, that is Snowcloak. So it is iconic music, unfortunately, even if it's kind of sleepy. Yeah, trash is not good, not bad. It's a 5.4. It's a decent dungeon. Alright? Alright. Alright, let's go Sastasha hard mode. This is the first dungeon that we do as a normal mode, and now it's one of the last dungeons we do as a hard mode. So yeah, this is the first like cutscene in the beginning where you have text, and the parrot calls us filthy intruders, which is kind of rude. So yeah, it's very pretty, as you can see, very, very pretty dungeon. It's got coral. I mean, you're in a cave, but there's enough stuff going on the sides, like these glowing plants and stuff like that, that it's not boring as a cave. You see the water down below. You can see stuff glowing in the water down below. And yeah, you get this environmentally changing lever, which the tank tells the healer to go get. Yeah. First trash pull, it looks kind of thin, but that's because I've been AoEing it as he's dragged it along, and things have just died on the way. This is the first boss. Is a scorpion. This scorpion confuses a lot of people because it's got a move called Tail Screw. And what Tail Screw does is that it's a throat stab for like 90 to 99% of the person being hit's health. It will not outright kill them. But if they have this orange goo on them, which is ticking away their health and not keeping you at full HP, you'll see our red mage is about to get gibbed by Tail Screw because they're not at full. Bam. So if you're a healer, you want to heal people to full, you want to try and use your Asuna to get rid of the goo. Otherwise, somebody's going to get picked and they're going to get gibbed. And it's not always a DPS, I'm pretty sure. I think it can pick the healer, I think it can pick the tank too. So, meh. Anyways, this is a trash sin right there. It's only 3 pieces of trash. Now, what's really funny here is one of these crabs stopped to do an AoE behind them. But these crabs do not move very quickly. Okay, see how they like waddle? I have more than enough time, and I'm like gaining on the tank as we run. So they don't even get to hit the tank, and I'm hitting them. So these trash are kind of annoying. The drowned wench in the middle causes this brine stuff to spawn on the outside, and if they reach her, they explode. And if you kill them, they explode. So you kill the drowned wench, and you can see this crab is finally caught up in the background. And as you kill the drowned wench, the bubbles stop spawning, you move on to the next area. But you do it again. You do it a second time. The same trash twice in a row. Trash sin. Alright, second boss. This is Captain Madison. Okay, this is the guy from the first dungeon who kept running away from us. You can see he's turned into Big Squid Head Boy now. He's taken some fishy steroids. This guy doesn't do anything. He's even got an attack that actually fails, and then he runs away, just like the original Captain Madison. But yeah, he'll target somebody with a marker and then shoot them, and that's basically it. This is another massive trash fail. 2 guards at a door. Why? Put 5 guys in there. Put 10 guys in there. Don't put anybody in there and put those 2 guys in this room. Annoying. Anyways, this fight is fine. There's one big sailor who will home gang one of your DPS and pin them in place, and then charge an AOE. So you just gotta kind of give that DPS a little bit of extra love. But they summon more and more and more. It's the only reason why this place doesn't get us like a terribly bad trash pull. Anyways, this boss is bad. This boss is really bad. I don't know why they do so bad with Krakens. The way you're supposed to do this fight is stand where the healer is standing and just treat this thing like a target dummy. Okay? You just treat it like a target dummy, and that's it. So it's a 0 for mechanics. Now, on the other hand, what you're supposed to do, or what you were supposed to do, is you're supposed to kill these slapping tentacles so that it can't use stranger tides on you. It says that its Kraken's arms are unable to be brought to bear or something. So that's what I was doing. People will get actively mad at you if you don't just target dummy this boss. So I suggest you just target dummy this boss. But I was having fun. Don't do what I do. First boss, the Scorpion. It's just a Scorpion, but he can kill you, so we get some mechanic points. Second boss is Captain Madison. He looks real cool. They don't reuse that pirate until an S rank much later on. Shitty mechanics, though. Final boss is the Kraken again. Kraken looks cool, but 0 mechanics because he's a target dummy. Layout and design, it's a cave again. It's got glowy coral, so it's kind of nice. You got some up and down mechanics with the lever early on. Overall fun. You get this dungeon, you don't want this dungeon. Music is good though. It feels very piratey. It fits the dungeon perfectly. Trash is bad. Trash is real bad. Trash is real bad in this dungeon. 4.3 out of 10. Okay, Karn Heart mode. It looks the exact same as Karn, only now it's green. I think it's only dark because I have a dust storm weather going on. I don't know for sure. This Astro's weapon is really cool. If anybody knows what that is, chime off in the comments because I want one. I think it's a relic of some kind, but I don't know. The trash in here is not good. Not good. Very bad. So this is basically the best trash pull in the whole dungeon. And you have to kill this guy because he drops Sun Sphere. There's gonna be this theme where there's like one enemy that drops a sphere that lets you go through the next room. There's another 3 trash pull. 3 trash, Sun Sphere lets you in. The music in here is pretty nice. I like it. It's kind of playful. This is another thing where it's got environmental danger. The spikes, if you put the monsters on top of it, it'll poke them and do damage. You fall down into a cave. Yay, we're in a cave. This is the Ambulatorium of Lalafudo the Fourth. This boss is actually kind of cool. Not because of the way it is, not because of what it looks like. It's just the same statue as the last boss from the normal. But in this version, you see it has like different body parts, and one of them glows red. Now you have to pay attention because the one that glows red is the one that you need to kill in order to make the body fall apart and the ads to spawn. Now you see that it drops these earth spheres, which don't show up again until like a 24-man. You got this 6 fulms under for the first time you see it. If you stay in that sand for too long, you'll go under and die. And then after you break the body parts 3 times, he comes out as just this thing with none of the body parts, and you just smash it, and it's GG. So yeah, boring looking boss, but interesting mechanics. Hey look, more trash sins. So these hand things are supposed to grab you and hold you there so that the head can cast AoEs at you. But the hands have like 10 HP. So like they die in like 1 or 2 AoE hits. So it's kind of sad. This is actually a fine trash pull, but you get another sphere thing, you go through the locked door using the sphere. It's whatever. You're still in a cave. Boring. As you can see, these hands, they die in 2 AoE. I go save the healer so that he can DPS. This is the second boss. The second boss is cool, alright? It is a Cactuar Queen, or whatever the hell they're called. Her mechanics are fairly simple, but they're deadly. So she summons a whole bunch of ads while she starts casting 100,000 needles. 100,000 needles, if it goes off, will do 25,000 damage to everybody around, or 100,000. I don't know, I've never seen it go off. But it basically instant death for everybody. Eventually she'll summon one which covers her, and you have to kill the one covering. Each time she channels 100,000 needles, you need to hit her enough damage so that she stops channeling. So if she's covered and doesn't die, then whatever. Anyways, we're back into trash sins, and this is the biggest trash sin. 2 pieces of trash and a locked door, followed by 3 pieces of trash and a locked door. Like, why? Why? These are mummies. These are mummies. They don't even have to do a lot of damage. Put 5 mummies in each one of these sarcophagi, whatever. Just make me fight more monsters. Even if they're weaker, fighting more monsters is more fun, okay? Okay. This is a shitty trash pull, but this part is kind of cool. It's kind of Indiana Jonesy. You split up, lasers go to the middle pedestal, and then you click it, and it beams up the stairs and opens the gate to the final boss. Pew! Fancy. This is cool. I like that kind of stuff. That's fun. This is the last boss. He is the wireframe of the guy from, oh god, Dismal Darkhold. It's the same wireframe, but with a different skin. What this guy does is he summons these walls of mummies that come out, and if you hit 4 stacks of mummification, you turn into a mummy, and I get bamboozled by our other DPS who got caught in a sarcophagus, and then he got turned into a mummy and then clipped me, so I have 3 stacks of mummification now. And as you can see, they don't fall off. So if you mess up, you are stuck with that mess up until you either turn into a zombie or die. As you saw, he'll pick a DPS, draw them in, and hit them with his direct damage buster. But he dies pretty quick. It's GG. Yeah, so first boss, statue, kind of boring, but cool mechanics. Second boss, fuck. Whoa, what even was the second boss? I don't remember. Oh yeah, the Cactuar. Yeah, it's cool Cactuar. She's got like a crown of leaves on her head. Mechanics are interesting. Final boss, he's not, like, he's more interesting looking than he is mechanically, but the mechanics are there that can kill you, so I kind of have to give him points for both. Layout and design, the dungeon is it's just Karn with a green tint. It's boring. Overall fun. I get this dungeon, I'm just like, oh my god, I know the trash in here is trash. Like, trash. Music is good. Wait, what happened? Oh, never mind, no, we're good. Trash is a 2, it's bad. Music has a bit of urgency, so it's fun. It's a 4.2 out of 10. Okay, Keeper of the Lake. I always call this Maiden of the Lake because of the, like, Arthurian tale, but I don't know. It's definitely Keeper of the Lake. This is basically the corpse of Midgard Silver, the dungeon. This place commits a lot of trash sins. Like, right away, you see right here, it's only 3 crabs. 3 crabs. That's it. Can't go any further. On the plus side, the music is pretty decent. Not only that, but the area actually is, like, gorgeous. It's got all this like Garlean trash laying around amongst crystals. I think it's really pretty. This is like one of the better trash pulls, but it's over fairly quickly. This is another trash sin. A frog and 2 goblins. Blech. So this first boss, I think it looks really cool, but I think they should have left it the way it was. The way it was before was they would drop a whole bunch of canisters and you'd have to knock them to the south, and east and west, and then hide to the north. I'd actually not done this fight since it was fixed, so I lose a whole lot of uptime here because I don't know what's going on. But this new version of the fight is way too easy now. It's like, this is obviously going to be a safe spot now. But yeah, this thing's really cool. It's like a bird and it's carrying a minigun. I don't understand why. Who is this thing beholden to? Who gave it the gun? What is happening? But it's an interesting bird. More trash sins. 3 enemies. Not only that, but you have to pick up a key after you kill the trash, and then click a terminal after you kill the trash. It's, oh my god, so much trash sin. Anyways, you come up here, and guess what? 3 enemies, and then you smash the field inductor, and it lets out the Magitech Colossus. The question is, why are the Garleans here, and why are they keeping their Colossus inside of a baby gate? I don't get it. It's a melee unit. I mean, it's using AoE, but, like, it's a melee unit. Why are you keeping it in a baby gate? This should be on the front line. This should be standing in front of the soldiers. It makes no sense. Anyways, you kill this thing again, twice. It drops another key, which you have to use to open another Magitech terminal. It's so much time wasting. But anyways, you get to the second boss now, which is like a gunship. And if you are a melee, you hate this boss. Oh, this is a funny one. This is a tank buster, kind of, but it happens slowly. And I don't think I've ever seen a tank not move right back into the fire, right back into the flamethrower after it goes off. It's funny. So yeah, he spawns 4 Garlean soldiers, and then after he spawns like a Vanguard mech after as well. All this thing does is it turns, runs to a corner, and then drops fire. It's super annoying, because you can't melee while it's dropping fire, because you don't have that melee distance. So you have to keep either getting hit or just throwing your weapon, and if you're a monk, you're just screwed. So this is a decent trash pull. It's like 6 enemies. It's not crazy, but it's better than everything else. You have to wait for the gunship to let you through. I don't know how does this help the Garleans getting us through? This is another decent trash pack. Again, it's like 7 trash. But like the trash in this dungeon is so sinful. It's just not good. The cannons blow another hole through, and now you fight Midgardsormr, or his ghost, or his spirit, or something. It's another one of those fights that I don't think they should have changed. There used to be a thing where you had to kill one of those birds, and it was carrying a canister, and it would, you have to click the canister during the fight, not the melee, make the healer do it. But it would protect the group, and you'd be fine. And now all it does set up these cleave lines, one from his mouth and one from the summoned spirits. Don't get me wrong, the mechanics aren't bad, like they're good. I think these are good mechanics for new players who are being forced to do this for the MSQ. But like, it's fairly easy. You get an ad phase partway through. I just always kill the pig dragon first. This mechanic confuses a lot of new players, I think. Basically, all you do is you step into the fire after it goes off. That's it. Easy peasy, nobody gets hit. You get back on the boss now. Starts casting Anima Diversion, which is raid-wide. And I think he's going to cast Ockmorn now. So this is the first time players now see Ockmorn. This is a bog standard worm slash powerful dragon ability. It hits multiple times, and it's a stack marker that goes off multiple times. So typically if the person is not under, if not stacked, it'll kill one person, then kill another person, then kill another person. This is the first time I had enough LB bar to do a level 2 LB, so that was fun. This happens again, just step into the fire after it goes off, tank gets cleaved, we get raid wide, boss goes down. Pretty bog standard, pretty easy. I remember coming in here one time before and I had a samurai who wouldn't melee the boss because he was afraid of the blue cones that came out of the boss, so he would just stay back and shoot his ranged attack the whole fight. It was so annoying. Anyways, first boss is a bird with a gun, so it's cool, but its mechanics are trash. Second boss is the airship. It's a very plain airship. It's got stuff that makes melee angry, so I give it a little bit more mechanics. Final boss, I'm not going to give him a perfect 10 because he's Midgardsormr, but he is Midgardsormr, so he's going to get a high rank. His mechanics are fine. Layout and design, I think that the dungeon is really pretty with the mixture of Garlean technology, Garlean ruins, and crystals, and the water. It's just a really pretty zone. Overall fun is a 3. The bosses in this dungeon suck. The trash in this dungeon suck. Anytime I get this dungeon, I'm just like, okay, there's gotta be a Leafy in here who's forcing the thing to get me in here. Anyways, music is a 7. It's good music. Trash is real bad, obviously. So 4.9 out of 10. It's almost mid. Okay. Here we are in Amdapor Keep. So this dungeon's kind of interesting. It's got trash embedded in the walls, which cool. You'll see it in a few seconds. After you pull the trash to the wall will spawn additional trash. In this case, bees. I don't think you're going to see the bees because I cut them out, but as soon as you kill the trash in the wall disappears, and you can keep going. So this is Amdapor Keep. It looks exactly like the old Amdapor Keep, with the exception of I think there's a lot more overgrowth. Additionally, these vines, when they slap the ground, they will give vulnerability and do damage to anything underneath it. And people used to put the rams underneath them so they would die faster. But hey. The first boss, it's Onchag. He's got two abilities. One, he puts a diamond over someone's head and tethers them with lightning. You just hide behind the statue. The other one is he picks somebody for a dash. If you get this, run closer to him so that the melee and tank don't lose up time. Alternatively, you can hide behind a statue, but it's just going to make things harder for the DPS to get it done. He goes down real fast. He's got like one pool in ground AoE. This is the next trash pack. It's got a Marlboro in it that can use bad breath, but it's not special. This is another trash where like if you kill the trash, the door will open. Like the trash is part of the door. This is kind of cool, interesting area. You're running over some roots. I think that's kind of fun. You're mostly on the like upper floors this time instead of being downstairs. And you get another thing there. This is the Boogeyman. The Boogeyman is kind of eh. I think it uses Goblin wireframe, or not Goblin. The other thing, the non-goblins, the Titan worshippers. I don't remember their names right now. But yeah, he goes invisible. Then you use the circle from the other thing to bring it out of invisible. GG. He revives some cultist people. The first set of cultists don't really matter. The second set of cultists has a guy that will explode, and you used to have to kill him, otherwise it would wipe your raid. Now, not so much. You can just go for the boss and go for the win. You do have to kill both clones for the fight to end. This is a visual AoE marker, which means you can be inside of the AoE as long as you're not looking at the person casting it. But I mean, I got out of it anyway, so it doesn't matter. You saw that piece of trash explode off screen. He did pretty decent damage to us, but not anymore. This is probably the most interesting trash area of the dungeon. You can see there are these demon walls on the outside, and they're slowly closing in. And when they get to the middle, they will absolutely kill you. But I have never seen that happen ever in my life. I've never seen those demon walls get close enough to kill someone, even back in the Heavensward days when I played this. But yeah, this is kind of a trash sin room. You only fight like 2 to 3 enemies per wave, but because you're not moving, I don't really score it badly, because they just keep spawning in the same area. It's kind of This is the final boss. It's Ferdiad. He's also in the 24-man raid. All he does is he summons ads, and then you kill the ads, and then when the ads are dead, the pool underneath him stops growing. Now while he's doing this, he's immune to damage, so you just friggin' stand around and wait. This is another one of those dungeons where this boss is not tuned for gear sync. Another thing he does, he'll put like a goo on somebody and then start to channel a cleave. He'll also put swords across the middle while also dropping area denial scythes. And then he does this again, where once again, you cannot kill him while he's channeling wildcard. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Annoying. He does this again. You can get screwed by this, where if you get stuck inside a slime where a scythe is spinning, it'll just kill you and there's nothing you can do about it. Anyways, so first boss, it's Odin, so I'm gonna give it a high score. Mechanics are good. The lightning will absolutely kill somebody if they don't know what they're doing. Second boss, what was the second boss? God, I've completely forgotten who the second boss was. I mean, either way, 4-3. Final boss is Ferdiad. Ferdiad, he's got an interesting thing, interesting mechanics. Layout and design, it's just basically Amdapur Keep again with a little bit more shrubbery. Overall fun is like a 5. I don't hate going to this place. I'm not actively looking for it. Music is a 6. Trash gets a little bit of a boost because, you know, it's interesting trash. Like, it's trash inside of walls. It's trash while you have a time limit. So while it's not like a perfect 10 in trash by any means, it's fine. Anyways, a 5.2 out of 10. That's a mid dungeon. We have a mid dungeon. Okay, Wanderer's Palace hard. This is the last dungeon. This is the last ARR dungeon. The last one. No more ARR dungeons. We are done with level 50. So let's go into the green scaly place, which is now being controlled by Mamulja. Okay, we're gonna start off right away with a trash sin. Yay, trash sins! First of all, you don't need to pull this silver scale. You can just let him smack on the Tonberry. It will never follow, and it doesn't need to die. So don't bother with it. That first door had like a pelican and like 2 bugs with it. 3 pieces of trash, move on. And then this happens again. 3 pieces of trash, move on. Don't like it. Don't like it. You move on through here, and guess what? 3 pieces of trash, move on. It's so bad. I'm just sitting here, like, shocked that they do this, like, 3 trash pulls in a row. You get to the first boss here. It is a Mamulja riding a wyver. This is the wyver that you get from like, Fate Stones, I think. Only the one with Fate Stones has Hard Out or something. So the mechanics for this fight is kill the Sacred Spears, and that's it. This guy has a decent Blue Mage filler spell of Fire Angen. If you need something to cast between your big spells, it's pretty decent. But yeah, he'll cast these Fire Angens, and then one time he'll do it twice, and you just need to kill them, otherwise they start channeling explosions. And that's it. That's all this boss is. Like, he's kind of cool looking, but he doesn't do anything. He's just kill and add. Alright, time to go back into the Palace Temple area. So we are protecting the Tonberries this time. Those standards, if a Mamulja is standing in it, they get attack up. This is something you can do with this pull right here. Pull it and then run around the corner. If you're a tank, do that, and it will group them all up so that you can AoE on top of the sophist. And then you won't have to like have what's happening right now, where I have to use extra GCDs to kill the caster. You can use LOS there to group everything up. Just saying. LOS means line of sight, obviously. So this is a decently big pull. I think the tank doesn't realize he didn't get all of them, so I give him a hand. I give him a hand, just pull the extra Mamuljas, get it done with. And I think the next room is another boss. Am I right? I'm right. Alright, so this is one of those caster Mamulja. This guy has one mechanic as well. He drops these totems on the floor, and they are random what each one does, but the pool is turn somebody into a frog, give somebody heavy, give somebody fire resist down, or damage up. Alright? That's why you see the healers, the Pictomancers say purple. That means purple gives you damage up. Easy as that. If you get toted, you can step into the other toad, totem, and it will turn you back human as well. Anyways, you run through the hallways, you get an asylum key, you let the Tonberries out of their cells. So yeah, you let them out of their cells, and they let you through a secret passage in one of their jail cells. Kinda cool. This ground is all poisoned. It will stay poisoned until you kill this guy. As you kill this guy, he spawns little guys. And then you pull the drainage valve, and it opens up the walkway over there, where more enemies spawn. Guess what? 3 enemies and a door. Ugh. 3 enemies and a door is like the mantra of level 50 hard modes. I hate it. You get in here. It's called the Long Hall, which it really is. Again, 3 enemies and a door. Why? 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 Stop with the 3 enemies and a door. Alright, this is the last boss. This is Mangsham Molajaja? I don't know, man. I used to think that this boss had some kind of thing where if like you got hit by Rotlung and then hit by another ability, it would give you Doom, but it actually just picks somebody at random and gives them Doom. But yeah, you don't want to hold them inside of the standards because they give them attack up bonuses. If it's tethered, you want to kill it right away. So you can cast Soul Douse. It hits me. If you're not facing him, you won't get hit by Soul Douse. The way you get rid of the Doom is by healing back up to full HP. Because I know that, I throw out my Second Wind, I throw out my Bloodbath, and I just heal myself to full because you cannot trust a healer to know how to get rid of Doom in a regular dungeon. I'm sure most healers know that if you get a player back to full HP, they'll remove their Doom, but you cannot rely on that. You have to take care of yourself for things like that. Alright, first boss is a guy riding a wyvern. Pretty cool. Mechanics, garbage. Kill ads. Second boss, it's just another purple Mamulja. But I think the mechanics of having to call out and communicate with your party what totem does what, I think that's good. That's a 5. It's good. Final boss, it's the first double-headed Mamulja you come across, I think. There might be a fate with one double-headed Mamulja. I don't remember. But yeah, he's got a 4 for mechanics, he's got a Doom. Anything that's got a Doom or a mechanic that will just straight up kill you kind of defaults to at least a 4. Layout and design. It's just Wanderer's Palace again. It's kind of boring. Overall fun. 4. You don't want to do this dungeon. Nobody wants to do this dungeon. Music is pretty good. It's got like an urgency to it. If you kind of listen to it. Oh, it's gonna cut out there apparently. Okay, perfect. Trash. Trash is a 4. Way too many gates of three pieces of trash and then go through. It's bad. It's not good trash. 4.3 out of 10. And that concludes our ARR dungeons. Take it away, Nombly. Okay, so here we have it. The final rankings for the worst and the best dungeons of ARR. Let's start off with the bad ones. In third place, we have Copperbell Hard Mode. Now, I don't need to say much about this dungeon. The bosses are garbage. The place is just a mine. It's just not fun. Second place, we have Holotolly with a 3.2. Yeah, just visually unappealing. Bosses that are boring. Trash that is not that good. And yeah, just not a good dungeon. Next, and in first place, for the worst dungeon in ARR, we have the Tamterra Deepcroft. Now, this is kind of a special instance because this dungeon only has one boss, and it's right at the end. So it basically gets zeros for the points when it comes to bosses, which sucks. But you know, if you don't have bosses, I can't give you points for it. So Tamtara Deepcroft, worst dungeon in ARR, and probably the worst dungeon in Final Fantasy XIV. But I also have a special mention. Special mention for Hockey Manor Hard Mode. The last boss of that dungeon needs to be fixed. The fact that it can just instantly kill you for being too good, and players, especially new players who might have no idea why this is happening, why she's just eating the ad right away. This boss needs to be fixed somehow. It needs to be reworked, or just have the HP gates removed so she doesn't automatically eat the minion. Alright, and now what everybody's been waiting for. The 3 best ARR dungeons in Final Fantasy XIV. Now, a lot of these dungeons surprised me even, but as I looked at their score while I was doing the dungeons, I was like, yeah, I guess I don't hate these dungeons as much as I thought I did. Now, do keep in mind, most of these dungeons are still kind of mid. They're just relatively inoffensive for their level. From this point, we're gonna move into you know, Stormblood. We're gonna move into Heavensward. I'm hoping that the scale will shift upwards. We'll start seeing like 7s or 8s, but for now, 5s are the winners. In third, we have Amdapor Keep Hard Mode. Now, this dungeon got points because the first boss looks like Odin, the music is pretty decent, the trash is interesting, it's stuck in the walls, etc. Number 2, Snowcloak, 5.4. I didn't think that I would like this dungeon as much as I did, but I mean, putting Fenrir in as the last boss is kind of a big boost to its score. The iconic music where, you know, you hear the Snowcloak music, you know it's Snowcloak right away. You don't hear that music anywhere else as far as I know. So Snowcloak, 5.4, second place. Wasn't expecting that. And finally, what I consider to be the best dungeon in ARR, the Lost City of Amdapor. I did not expect this. I will tell you right away, I did not expect this. The bosses, the first 2 bosses are just kind of eh. They're interesting looking, but they're inoffensive, and they have like interesting mechanics. But it's also the fact that you have this really interesting environment, the music's not too bad, and then you move into a secondary environment that is also kind of interesting. So that doesn't even happen, or like this isn't taken into consideration before like the last boss even. The last boss is Diablos, which is an iconic Final Fantasy character at this point, right? Not only that, but his mechanics are actually pretty decent, and they used to wipe parties before. I remember somebody commented that people used to kill this boss so slowly that you would run out of doors, and then he would just kill you from damage. So I mean, it's a fantastic dungeon, relatively speaking, of course. But yeah, clear winner when it comes to ARR dungeons. Lost City of Amdapor. All right, I'm looking forward to seeing the scores in Heavensward now. All right, and there you have it. That is all of the ARR dungeons in one video. If you stuck around and watched this entire video, or at least had it playing in the background, I applaud you. Doing these videos take a lot of effort, multiple hours that, you know, my other videos do not get. So, you know, throw me a like, throw me a subscribe, throw me a dislike if you disagree with my ratings. It still helps the algorithm. But I've been Nombly with Game of the Week. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.